What's happening, guys? Just throwing this on the stage here. I just figured I'd pop on, get everybody some coverage of this, what's going on here in Minneapolis. How's everybody doing? Welcome. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel just so everybody knows we're live. But I just wanted to pop on while I can, when I can, to give everybody an update of what's been going on, what's been taking place. As far as I can tell, as far as I have seen, another blatant ICE murder, a blatant example of untrained agents unleashing and unloading their weapons into another American citizen. To my knowledge, it has been reported that the person has been confirmed dead. Apparently, there's supposedly a press conference upcoming. But again, if you're just joining us, if you're just wondering, there has been another ICE shooting and another ICE killing at the hands of ICE in Minneapolis. I'm not sure how much of I can show. I'm kind of watching Mercado Media here. There's a ton of people. He's watching Status Coup, so we kind of got like 3 streams going on here. But this is just some live action going on. I will dive into it and let you guys see, but I just want to let you know that's kind of why we're here. Some breaking coverage of what's been taking place in Minneapolis. So just kind of diving in here to Mercado, who is watching Status Coup on some of the live feeds here.
Kill me on the street! You're gonna have to fucking kill me! I have done nothing wrong! I have done nothing!
What's up, guys?
I have done nothing wrong!
Like, I don't know. I'm still kind of, I'm not sure. He seemed to be kind of playing it. And I'll mute this for a second here, because he just pointed out something already that I don't know if anybody had been seeing. Let me see if I can go over to the Instagram, right? Because I know a bunch of people have it posted on Instagram. So let me see if I can share this instead. We'll go down to, let's see here. Somebody's got to have it posted relatively quickly up here. Here we go. Here's the incident in question right here, right? So just watch, because what the officers are trying to say is that this man was armed. But if you look closely, you can actually see what appears to be an ICE agent actually reach and take the guy's gun out of what looks to be like his back area, you know, where, again, if you're an American citizen and you have the proper documentation and the proper licensing, that, you know, depending on where you are in the country, you're allowed to have that happen. But it seems to be like he already had it pulled away before anything even happened, right? So, you know, if I let it play, watch. Can I make this even bigger? My apologies. Go to post, share to, and make this bigger. Like, I don't know how to fucking, my apologies. I cancel. We'll just watch it like this. But if you watch very closely, right, at one of these officers, I know it's kind of tough to tell. I'll see if I can find it on maybe YouTube where we can make it a little bigger. But here, let me see if I can go to the actual post.
They're doing too much, man, and they keep pushing people, you know?
Now watch this area here where my mouse is. Well, it might be this guy here. Keep your eye on this guy. No, he's the one pistol whipping him. So that's where you can see the actual pistol whipping the guy in the face, right where my mouse is. So if you watch that, you can see him being pistol whipped in the face. And I believe it's this gentleman here, this asshole here, excuse me. I don't know why I continue to use that word for these fucking Gestapo thugs. That's my apologies. I'm too respectful at most times. But check this guy out here. Looks like he actually reaches and takes the guy's weapon away from him before any shots were fired. So see him right here, right here. This guy that runs away. If you can see my mouse, and I know it's tough to tell. I know it's tough to tell, but you can just almost make out that this guy has the firearm in his hand. And watch him run away.
Oh shit!
See him with the firearm in his hand? You can see it just through the window. See it just through the window of the vehicle here?
What the fuck?
This guy that runs in front of him, right? I don't know if you can get a good shot on it right here, but you should be able to tell right in this guy's right hand that he has the guy's weapon, right?
They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Not again. Are you fucking kidding me?
And again, watch.
That guy's dead.
I don't know if I can make it bigger or whatnot, but if we go back to it, ready?
Yo, we need people on site. They
Go
doing
plays
too much,
again. Watch
man.
it
And they
again.
keep
Watch
pushing
the
people,
kid.
you know?
This kid right here. So this guy right here bent over. This guy right here bent over. Watch. Keep your eye on him. So he's right now reaching on the back of the guy, trying to get what I believe is the guy's firearm out of his belt, right? The guy's getting pistol whipped in the face. And it's at this moment here. Continue to watch this guy here on the screen, right where my mouse is. Right, this guy's right hand right here. Right? That right there is a firearm in the guy's hand. That right there is a firearm in the guy's hand. And then the shots go off not long after.
Oh, shit. What?
Right? So the guy's already, there's no way for you to say that the guy had it in his hand. There's no way for you to say that he was in any danger of harming these people when it's in his fucking belt. And this guy has it in his possession. So again, I'll go back to Mercado because that was just something that he was pointing out at the time.
Destroy that. They are working outside of the rules. These ICE agents and these federal agents are working outside of what you think is like legal and illegal. They don't give a fuck. They're grabbing people off the street just for being black and brown. They're patrolling our streets with armed, where they're armed, and they're detaining American citizens and brutalizing them. And it's been going on for 50 plus days. And if you truly are just like, what is happening? You need to fucking get your mind right and lock in.
John,
and it's time to get a little uncomfortable with your little reality. If like this is truly the first time you're seeing some shit like this, this is like a whole nother level now. Now we're in another phase of this. This is going to start a whole new phase now. But if you truly are just tapping in, wrong, shame. But now is the time not to leave now. Now is the time not to, you can't stop watching now.
The agents are backing up a
You can't stop paying attention now.
Where this man is laying on the ground.
They're putting him on a truck.
Yeah, I just said that. The agents are now moving backwards.
That means it's not fully frozen. It means there's a little trickle still getting by, which is when you need to attack it. So if you put a torch on the main where the water goes into the apartment, it could heat up the pipe enough. You can't say you're fucked unless you put a torch on the main. If you haven't called Jerry to see if he has a torch you can borrow or if he can stop by, you haven't done everything.
It's like ISIS. Jesus, dude. No, they don't get. You don't get, guys. Sorry. This is a whole. Other
we got frozen.
Thing. No ambulance. No do.
At the same time that this is going on, we got fucking minus 10 degrees temperature here going on. Frozen pipes. People don't have water. People are trying to figure out how to thaw out their pipes. Got a million fucking things going on. So my apologies. But yeah, just some ongoing coverage here of what's taking place at this very moment here in Minneapolis. I just wanted to pop on and make sure that everybody kind of was up to speed and up to date on what has been taking place. I know that these, Status Quo and Mercado here, and I'm sure others are doing a fine job of kind of reporting it. But just in case, here's another attack. Let's check this out.
There you go again. Who knows? I don't know.
Where are they going now?
They are chasing.
I'm sorry. No, I mean, Portland 2020 was bad, but this is worse.
rushed into a side parking
All of
lot.
this is worse than
Where are they going?
anything from
They going after
2020.
somebody specific?
The 2020 was nothing compared to what everything is.
And again, to the point that he was just making, I was kind of making a similar point on the show the other day, where it's like, I know a lot of people may be uncomfortable with the reality that we're in and kind of the fight back that needs to happen at this moment in time. But unfortunately, you need to become comfortable with that uncomfortable reality as quickly as possible so that you don't get left behind. Because again, this is not normal shit. These are not normal times, and it does not call for a normal reaction. Unfortunately, the reaction has to match the aggression that we're seeing now. And it's unfortunate, and I've apologized as many times as I could possibly apologize on this podcast for the times that we're now in and the shit that we now have to face and what we're seeing here on the cameras. But again, we all did our very best here. I know for a fact, at least this community did, at trying to avoid this type of situation and to avoid putting the people in power that would lead to situations like this. But unfortunately, we failed in our mission for one reason or another. For whatever reason, we're past that. And now we got to figure out how to get out of this moment in time that we're in now, which is, again, as dark, as fascistic, as authoritarian, as brutal, as degrading, and again, as clear-cut a sign as the government kind of taking over a country as you could possibly have right now in the year 2026. You know what I mean? It couldn't be any more clear. If you went to China, if you went to, think of a repressive regime right now, anywhere in the world. Like in 2026, there's steps and there's things that have to take, that you can only go. We're seeing it on the streets here in the United States right now.
And they label themselves as the resistance party to this, and they're absolutely fucking nothing.
Is that the federal government shot
Message sent Discord.
in the south side of
what does that mean?
This morning. That's being confirmed by Minneapolis.
I'm going to see if I can dive into maybe just the status quo one.
Protesters come out to demonstrate.
Let me see if there's anything else being reported on as far as I could tell with this situation.
Community members, people who live here.
Midas Touch got one going. I think they're probably doing the status quo as well.
Those protesters.
Biden caused this. You're an idiot. Get out of here.
Let me see this.
You're an absolute idiot. Maybe Biden's incompetence for.
There's another one.
Right now. But the agents have kind of rotated through who's been standing on what side here. But the crowd has stayed, 6 feet away.
Yeah, again, what they're not telling you right now, where it says man shot and killed was armed, but what does that have to do with anything in the situation? That does not justify the shooting of the man. That doesn't justify the fucking murder of the guy in broad daylight on the streets of Minneapolis. That's just not how that works. You know what I mean? You don't get to say, okay, we got him pinned down with 14 fucking guys as he's being pistol whipped in the face. Oh, he's got a gun in his fucking belt that he clearly can't access, that he's clearly not in fucking any way to get towards. And we actually have an officer, an agent that actually took it out of his belt. So then after that, we shot him. And then again, everybody's like, oh, it happened so fast. Well, you're supposed to be trained. You're supposed to have well-trained fucking agents, well-trained officers that can handle this type of quick, aggressive, fucking chaotic situation and not act, with fucking reckless abandon in discharging their firearm, again, in the streets of a fucking American city in broad daylight, killing an American citizen. That's the expectation that we have. De-escalation and fucking, not being able to just automatically go for your weapon in any situation you feel uncomfortable in should be the bare fucking minimum.
Away, yelling and voicing their opinions on this, but past.
There's more chemical irritants that are.
And again, I'll remind you that's minus 10 in Minneapolis right now, and these people are out there, still fucking giving them hell, raising hell. So God bless these people that are out there.
A few minutes ago, what you saw with a similar scene with more chemical irritants, and it appeared that federal agents.
And I got eyes on both, so I got this playing on the screen here, and I also have. Yeah, we might be able to put two of them on here. Can I do that?
What is?
Let me see here.
I can't understand. I'm not exactly sure, Chris. We have protesters who are yelling at federal agents backing up.
I'm gonna throw the other one back on. Looks like. Kind of craziness. Tear gas being released again.
That's why. Because they don't care.
And look at how stupid they are. Look at how stupid they are. Let's release the gas and have it blow right back in our faces. Like, don't. Don't test where the wind's going. Like, that's how incompetent and moronic these people are, just in like the smallest sense. Like releasing their fucking tear gas and then putting themselves in the exact position where that tear gas is blowing. Like, that just goes to show you the incompetency of these fucking morons. Just kind of, here's your gun, here's your badge, here's your fucking body armor. Have fun. Go out there, start shooting people. Do what you can. I know you don't have no fucking law enforcement training whatsoever. You've never done anything like this in your life. You don't know how to control a crowd. You don't know how to control yourself. But here's a fucking loaded weapon. Have at it with the American people. Fucking crazy.
Clown show, clown government.
Yeah.
And again, just think of how normalized this has become over the last, 50 days, 60 days. And look at what we're seeing here, just blatantly on the screen in American cities in 2026 is just an armed federal force in mass and gas masks, releasing fucking tear gas and flashbangs and pepper spray and murdering people on the streets. Broad daylight, no fucks given, with permission given to by the president of the United States. Have at it.
For this. U.S.
Craziness,
protest, share it
people.
there.
Craziness on the streets of the United States. And again, if you're just joining us,
Did
I'm
someone
sure
get attention on the live? Yeah,
to some extent, you've heard of another shooting that we're looking at here in the streets of Minneapolis. It is confirmed that the person was killed in this interaction. We were looking at the interaction through here. In case you're just joining us, we might as well be something to look again. Now, take a look. If you've seen this for the first time, take a look at this guy that walks away from the scene and how, not only that, but the fact that they were pistol whipping him to begin with, right? Check this out.
What the fuck?
It's got to play again. It's Instagram. So maybe I can do this and it plays again.
They killed. Oh my! Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Not again. Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's dead. Yo, we need people on site. They're doing too much, man.
This is what I want you to check out. And again, this is for people that are just joining us in case you're just kind of hopping on the live right now. We're taking a look at what should be a very fucking important aspect of this whole interaction was whether or not the guy had a pistol, where he had a pistol, whether it was being, ready to be discharged, whether he was wielding it. Did he have it in his hand? Was it in his pocket? Did they have control over the weapon in this interaction? Like this, all of these questions need to be raised and answered in order to get like the best assessment of what was taking place. So one more time, we're just going to take a look at this. And again, I apologize if this is, graphic to anybody or harmful or hurtful to anybody, but it's important that we take a look at what the fuck was going on here. And again, hey, let me throw this on because it looks like on my TV, he's actually doing a similar check this out. So watch this guy right here with my mouse. Watch this guy. So he's getting pistol whipped in the face here, as you can see. Mouse guy with where the mouse is, he's getting hit in the face here. And this guy is reaching for something, as you can see his backside here, right? You can see the guy's backside. He's bent over on the ground. And this guy's reaching for something on his side, either in his back area or his side hip area, right? You can see him reaching for it now. Watch as it plays. This area right here, right there. He got something out of a holster or out of his belt, and he's got it in his hand right here. He's got it in his hand right there. As you can see, this guy right here, clear cut right here in his hand. He runs away from the scene. He's still got it in his hand. Watch him as he goes through the window watch it through the window of the vehicle. Right there. See it in his hand? See it right here? Man, I wish I could blow it up. I can't blow up a video, though. I can't zoom in on a video, so that's my apologies. But if I could, if I could take maybe a screenshot, maybe I do that. Screenshot. Okay, let me do this. Screenshot, and I'm going to do this general area right here. Okay, now, how do I pull that up is the question. How do I pull that up? I'll let this play because you can just see it in his hand, and watch as he runs across the street.
What the fuck?
That is when the shots go off, right? So the guy clearly doesn't have his weapon. He can't be any fucking problem. He can't be any danger if he doesn't have his weapon. This guy's clearly got his weapon.
They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy?
Unreal. And I'll play this live. I'll see if I can
watch
find that
again,
screenshot.
The threat. Let's get back to the scene.
Yeah, ready?
Back, and you can see it. Boom, has it. The firearm is now secure. There's the threat to the federal officers if this individual was going to fire at him for this is now taken away because the firearm is secure. This masked thug in this hat without any type of anything in a fucking jacket just pulled his firearm from his back, and you can clearly see it. You can see the shirt go up and everything. You can see his shirt go up and everything. We got the zoomed video here. Okay, watch. You can see it on the zoomed video. Bang. Just pulled it right from the back, and he's got it in his hand. You can see it in the reflection of the car too, or actually through the windshield. You can see this, whatever the hell this thug is. He's got the firearm in his right hand. It's in his right hand, clear as day already. So they already secured the threat. Let's get back to the scene.
All right, let's check this out here. Let's see if I can do this real quick. So let me see if I can.
This is live at the scene at Status
Code.
Code.
Get this out of the
You
way.
see there, the
Bring
federal
this
agents are
back up.
clearing the street.
I'm going to pause this for just a second, and I might have to show the screen here, the entire screen. So let me show this. Stop screen. Make myself bigger for a second. I'm going to try to zoom in on that picture if I can. Share screen. I'm going to go entire screen. This one. Share. Hold on. I'm going to have to do that again to share the audio. Let me stop. My apologies. Share screen. Boom. Share entire screen. Also share system audio. Do that one. All right. So let's see if this works. Let me see if I can put this, add to the stage. All right. So here's the photo that we just took. And let me see if we can zoom in. I'll make this bigger. All right. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, right there, right in his hand, as you can see, right there, looks to be the firearm, right in his hand. Am I mistaken? Let me know if I'm mistaken. I'll bring in the chat. I'll bring in the chat so you guys can have a say in this, because you guys are just as important. And what do you guys think that is? Does that look like a firearm that he had just taken off the guy that they say he had, and they're using as justification for the murder? Or am I crazy? Or am I crazy? You know what I mean? Because it looks to me like it's clear-cut evidence that this guy's walking away from the scene with the guy's firearm before any of the shots are discharged. Before any of the shots are discharged. So again, I'll have to circulate this. I don't know if you can take, let me get out of the way. Maybe you guys can take a screenshot of this. You know what I mean? At some point, let's circulate this around social media so everybody can get a good look at this. This might be the most clear-cut case that you can see it in his hand. I'm not sure. But again, this is just a screenshot that I wanted to take. So we had a, accurate reference to go back to. But let's see if I can bring myself back here. Let's see if I can bring this back up, and then we'll see if we go back to the video. Maybe there's another instance in the video in which he kind of is shown to have that weapon even more clearly, right? Let's see if I can go back to where he's discussing that moment, which was here. Put up the, you can see.
You can see this, whatever the hell this.
Yep, right there. There's another good shot of it. There's another good shot of it through the glass, as you can see right here on the bottom, just where my mouse is in this region right here. You can see just right here. Looks to be a weapon in his hand too.
He's got the firearm in his right hand. It's in his right hand, clear.
Tough to see there.
Already secured the threat. Let's get back to the scene.
I mean, but that's a huge point of contention in this whole fucking case, right? You would suspect, like, if they're trying to say that the man was armed and use that as justification for the shooting, like, you would have to suspect that the guy was not only armed but using that fucking firearm in a way that was, potentially harmful to the officers, or potentially harmful to himself, or potentially harmful to the other citizens around. And clearly, if you had to rip that weapon out of his holster or out of his belt or wherever the fuck it was, that was of no danger to anybody in that situation when he's clearly on all fours getting pistol whipped on the fucking ground. I think there's other ways in which you could go about that situation, right? I mean, doesn't take a well-trained officer. It doesn't take somebody with military training to be like, maybe we shouldn't shoot this guy. Now that my agent, my buddy here or whatever, and wouldn't it be prudent upon this guy? Let me put this back on the screen here. Because here's another aspect that I don't get. Why did this guy slink away with the weapon? Like, he didn't tell anybody that he had, you know what I mean? Like, I have the weapon. Like, watch this as he kind of slinks away with the weapon.
Zoomed video here. Okay, watch. You can see it.
Like, he reaches in,
bang. Just pull it right from the back, and he's got it in his hand.
Right there, right? Doesn't announce to anybody, right? And then the shots go off immediately after. So I don't know if somebody said, hey, firearm, right? And announced that he had one, and that kind of made somebody else react. I don't really see where the shots necessarily come from.
We got the zoomed video here.
I don't know if that's been determined.
You can see it on the zoomed video. Bang. Just pulled it right from the back, and he's got it in his hand. You can see it in the reflection of the car too, or actually through the windshield. You can see this, whatever the hell this thug is. He's got the firearm in his right hand. It's in his
So
right
he's
hand,
at
clear
least-
as day already. So they already secured.
So let's go back one more
hand.
time.
You
One
can
more
see-
time. Let's. How many
zoom
steps away
video.
from him was he already?
Bang.
He was at least
Pulled it right from the back, and he's got it in
One,
his hand.
2,
You can
3,
see it in the.
at least 3 or 4 steps away from the scene before the first shot looks like it went off. You know what I mean? And it doesn't look like wouldn't it be prudent upon him to be like, hey, yeah, that firearm that we just announced or potentially announced, allegedly announced, whatever, I now have possession of that. It's no longer a threat. Like, I now have control over that. You know, that's that all taken care of. But he doesn't. He seems to like slink away. You know what I mean? He seems to be like, okay, fucking, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to run across the street because maybe he saw his other officer pull out the weapon. I'm not 100% sure. But let's go live and see what they're covering.
Approximately 9:03 a.m. this morning, Minneapolis police received a report of a shooting involving federal law enforcement in the area of East 26th Street and Nicollet Avenue on the south side of the city. Officers arrived and found an adult male with multiple gunshot wounds when they arrived. Life-saving aid was being rendered, and he was transported by ambulance to Hennepin County Medical Center, where he was later pronounced deceased. Based on the information that we have, which is very limited, this is a 37-year-old white male who is a Minneapolis resident, and we believe he is an American citizen. We have not been told any official reports of what has led up to the shooting, but we have seen the video that is circulating on social media.
Somebody asked in the chat about
Our demand today is for those federal.
Somebody asked in the chat about whether or not it was legal to carry. I believe to carry a concealed handgun in Minnesota, you just need a permit to carry obtained by applying your county sheriff with proof of a handgun safety training and completed application, ID, and fees, allowing you to carry a pistol in public, vehicles, etc. for 5 years with the sheriff's processing application within 30 days after a background check. Minnesota also requires a permit to purchase, transfer, but a permit to carry serves as both. So again, just in case anybody's wondering what the rules and regulations were on that, just to get it clear.
People to avoid the area.
That's live right now.
And to leave if you are there. We have requested mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and from all our local and county.
So above me is a live shot of what's taking place on the streets right now, and obviously we're listening to the press conference about the incident at question.
Destroy our own city.
Wow, what a statement, you fucking loser. Wow.
I just saw a video of more than 6 masked agents pummeling one of our constituents and shooting him to death. How many more residents, how many more Americans need to die or get badly hurt for this operation to end? How many more lives need to be lost before this administration realizes that a political and partisan narrative is not as important as American values? How many times must local and national leaders must plead with you, Donald Trump, to end this operation?
Thank you, Ricky.
Recognize
Appreciate you.
this is not creating safety in our city. As you'll hear from Director Sayer in just a second, we have seen these kinds of operations in other places, in other countries, but not here in America. Not in a way where a great American city is being invaded by its own federal government. I'm done being told that our community members are responsible for the vitriol in our streets. I'm done being told that our local elected officials are solely responsible for turning down the temperature. Just yesterday, we saw 15,000 people peacefully protesting in the streets, speaking
Try
out,
50. 15.
standing up for their neighbors.
Oh my
Not a
God,
single
bro. I
broken
can't stand
window,
these fucking
not a
Democrats.
single injury.
Yeah, well, 15,000. That was it.
Protests embody the very principles that both Minneapolis and America was founded upon. Conversely, the mass militarized force and unidentified agents who are occupying our streets, that is what weakens our country. That is what erodes trust in both law enforcement and in democracy itself. So to everyone listening, stand with Minneapolis. Stand up for America. Recognize that your children will ask you what side you were on.
Oh, wow.
Your grandchildren will ask you what you did to act to prevent this.
Yeah, if they get grandchildren before dying in the
To make
streets.
sure that the foundational elements of our democracy were rock solid. What did you do?
What did
to
you do?
protect your city?
Yeah,
What did you do to protect your nation?
Are you speaking to
This
yourself?
is not what America is about. This is not a partisan issue. This is an American issue. This administration and everyone involved in this operation should be reflecting. They should be
So what is the next action? What is the next action from the leadership in the cities and states that this is happening in most prominently? Like, what is the next? Why is it back on us? Why is it? Are you not seeing the thousands of people in the streets? Like, why is it again? Why is it put on the backs of the citizens? Why is it not put on the backs of the elected officials and the people in fucking positions of power that could actually affect some change, that could actually talk to these people that are promoting this fucking violence and these aggressive acts? And why is it again on the public for us to do it? I'm not sure. I'm with fucking Mercado on this one.
reflecting right now and asking
That's what MAGA does. MAGA does reflections, guys.
what exactly are you accomplishing?
That's what they're known for. Reflecting on what they've done.
If the goal was to achieve peace and safety,
And here's just let
this
me
is
see if I
doing
can throw this on the
exactly
screen.
opposite.
Right.
If the goal was to achieve calm and prosperity, this is doing exactly the opposite. Are you standing up for American families right now?
Are you?
Or are we tearing them apart?
Sorry, hold on a sec.
The invasion of these heavily armed masked agents roaming around on our streets of Minneapolis, emboldened with a sense of impunity, it has to end.
And again, here's a live look at that right now.
In response, the city enterprise continues to utilize our entire emergency apparatus. That means staff across departments, often around the clock, are putting their regular jobs on hold in order to respond to the impacts of Metro Surge.
I'm just diving into a little bit more of the coverage from this. This looks like to be a local news agency in the area.
I want everyone to know there are numerous resources available to community members right now. We have mental health help available. We have food assistance, housing and rental assistance, legal help. We are sharing information about what to do if you are exposed to tear gas, pepper spray, or other chemical agents. And the state AGs and ACLU are collecting reports of rights violations. You can access these resources on the city's
And then here's what's
Virtual
taking
Resource
place on
Center
the actual
at
streets of Minneapolis itself. Let's see if I can find that one for you guys. I think that's this one. Yes, it is.
Okay. I am back on the mic. Thank you to the heroic efforts of John Farino, cameraman extraordinaire, who gave me a break from the tear gas clouds there to do the reporting. People have got their hands up in the street here.
And again, I remind people of the current temperature in Minneapolis, which I will look up right now. Right now it is -7. -7. Let me throw this on the screen. -7, where these people are now protesting, just so everybody can kind of get a sense of what the hell is going on here. Where'd it go? The hell? Oh, hold on. It's right over here. I'm not sure where it went. Not sure where it went, to tell you the truth. I think it's right here, though. What is happening? What is taking place right now? What other atrocities are happening? Sorry, I'm trying to get this back on the screen here. There we go. There we go. Why is it not working? Hello? Anybody? Yeah, I'm going to stop this for a second. Oh, am I frozen? Uh-oh. Am I here? Am I back? What the fuck was that all about? The deep state? It was frozen for me. Sorry about that. My apologies. I couldn't see anything happening. So we're just diving back into these updates that we're getting here from, I believe this is still going on. Yeah, this one's still going on.
Specific details around the incident itself. We are responsible for ensuring the safety of people on the streets of our city, and we are doing everything that we can to maintain the peace right now, led by Minneapolis Police, but with the help of the Minnesota State Patrol, Hennepin and Ramsey County sheriffs. Several suburban towns are in the city helping us.
Yeah, check this out. Check this out. This is what this is what I was trying to show you. Right now, currently in Minneapolis, -7 degrees, right? And that's not even the feel like. That's not even the current feels like temperature. That's crazy right now. So to anybody out there, we give them a lot of respect, a lot of props. Wind, obviously making it a lot colder. Unbelievable. So just to have people out there in the streets, representing, shows how angry the people are. And again, you can see it here in this live shot as well. And I was going back to the Midas. Where's the Midas one? Let me pull that one up in the background as well. I'll turn the volume up here for you guys.
Law enforcement partners are aware of the situation.
Chief and Mayor, if I can ask you, this is a statement from Tricia McLaughlin, spokesman from DHS. She said in her statement, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. Seen here, we showed a picture of it. The officers attempted to disarm the suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. More details of the armed struggle were forthcoming. Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid. Is that what happened?
So Minneapolis Police, the question.
Well, by whatever was just discussed, I don't know if you guys could hear that. Let me see if I could play that again. I'll turn the volume up. If you could hear this question, it sounds to me like a statement was released. Listen to this.
Handgun. Seen here, we showed a picture of it. The officers attempted to disarm the suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. More details of the
I don't know if you can hear it, but it says the officers tried to disarm the armed suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. Doesn't seem like, I don't know. I'm curious at what point they're trying to say he tried to are they trying to say he discharged his firearm or tried to use it on the officers? Because this statement is total bullshit, and I'm wondering if he confirms it here.
Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, an agent fired defensive shots.
Fearing for his life and the life of other fellow officers, an agent fired 2 defensive shots, it says. Let me see if I can find that statement. I'll let this play. Let me see if I can find that exact statement.
Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid. Is that what happened?
So Minneapolis Police, the question was, you read a statement from DHS saying that a weapon was presented and there was attempts to disarm the person. Again, like I stated earlier, Minneapolis Police, as well as our supervisors, our watch commander responded to the scene. We were not provided any public safety statement around the incident, what happened. We have since seen a video that is circulating online, like thousands of other people have at this time. So we do not know what happened prior to the recording that is online right now. I immediately called for the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to respond, to conduct an investigation. They are on the scene. I believe the FBI is on the scene as well. But I think the video speaks for itself. What I can tell you.
What does that mean? The video speaks for itself. So you're with us, and it's a clear-cut fucking indication that these people didn't act accordingly with the duties and the policies of the fucking law enforcement agent that they're supposed to be tasked with, and again, just fucking blatantly shot somebody in broad daylight. Is that what because it doesn't seem clear-cut to anybody at this fucking point. The only thing that looks clear-cut is that the agents had clearly disarmed this guy of his firearm before the shots were discharged. That seems to be the only thing clear-cut to me. And I'm looking in the background for this DHS statement.
We have identified this person, 37-year-old white male, resident of the city. The only interaction that we are aware of with law enforcement has been for traffic tickets.
Yeah, this is the this looks to be the statement that the lady read the question from, just so you can get this Let me see if I can put this. So it says at 9:05 a.m. Central Time, as DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis against an illegal alien wanted for violent assault, yada, yada, yada. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm. So an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun seen here. The officers first attempted to disarm the suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. More details on the armed struggle are forthcoming. Fearing for his life and the lives of safety and fellow officers, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics on scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, but was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines and no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Again, because illegal, a citizen, and again, it remains to be seen if he was carrying legally or whatnot, but I would be more apt to assume that he was carrying legally at this point, right? Being that close to proximity with law enforcement officers and agencies like that. And this said about 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement on the scene. Crowd control measures were deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement. I mean, this is just blowing this out of proportion in so many different ways and making it sound so egregious. 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement. And again, we don't absolutely know what happened before, the video footage kind of takes effect and where the video cuts in, but they seem to be all describing that one moment that happened on camera and nothing before that, right? The only part that seems to be something that you don't see on the video is an individual approaching the Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, right? And this is the handgun that they supposedly took off him. With the magazine, but I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me when you can clearly see in the video that he was being, his weapon was being taken from him, and it had to be taken from his holster or his belt. So clearly wasn't using it, waving it around, discharging it at that moment in time, right? So I don't understand where they get this. He approached them with a 9mm handgun. Like, is that so they approached them and so if a legal citizen approaches you that has, a legal fucking right to carry a concealed weapon, like he has the permitting, he has the licensing, like, is he a threat to you just because he's approaching you with a handgun? Because that's not how this works. Like, a threat would be, if he has it, unholstered, if he's wielding it around, if he's threatening to fire on somebody, right? If he's threatening your life specifically with that firearm, not just being a citizen having the legal right to have a concealed carry weapon, right? Somebody said he had it drawn. Jupity Judy said he had it drawn. Now, is that something that we could see on is that something that they're reporting? Is that something we could see on the video? And again, I'm not saying that I've seen all the footage or all the angles or anything like that, and I'm sure that there are some things that happened before and after the camera started rolling, but I haven't seen anything or even anyone suggesting that he was out there wielding or showing the weapon. And again, that's just sent me a text. Okay, gotcha. One sec, sorry. Let's see here. Let's see. Confirmed. Let's see. Sorry, my apologies. Just confirmed the citizen ICE killed did not pull a gun. He just had gun magazines on him is something that, like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it seems to be a chat inside of the Status Quo News by Status Quo News itself saying just confirmed the citizen ICE killed did not pull a gun. He just had a gun magazine on him. So again, just to kind of reiterate the information that we have coming in now. So very much appreciated for keeping me up to speed on that one, Tiff. Thank you so much. Says, yeah, Status Quo confirmed the guy that they jumped and murdered did not have a gun, was not wielding the gun. He just had the magazines. But again, if anybody has any other information on that, please let me know, and I'll be happy to correct anything that I've said so far, or, like I said, as new information comes out, I'll be happy to. I don't believe he would be that stupid. I carry 2 and would never draw unless I'm draw. Like, right. I mean, that's what I was saying, Peter. Like, you're not just a threat if you're an American citizen with the legal rights to carry a concealed weapon on you just because of that reasoning alone. Like, and I don't believe that anybody that went through the proper licensing, went through the proper fucking, permitting to get that right to carry a concealed weapon would be as dumb as to like roll up on these fucking people with a weapon. I mean, and I've seen, I don't know, it's strange because I've seen multiple, what is it, the Black Panthers going around with their big ass guns following the ICE agents around too. So it seems to be they're just certain situations that they can't handle themselves in. So Pete, I'm right there with you, Pete, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? I'm right there with you. I don't think you'd have to be really, really almost suicidal at that point to just be out there wielding it. But again, if anybody has any other information, Judy, if you have any other thing like video or links that I could look at. Let's see. Alyosha says, what did Alyosha said? CBS News, 1 million Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Yeah, that's a different story. I appreciate you keeping me up to date, buddy. The Bulwark just showed a video of the victim before the shooting with his arms up. All right, let's see if we can just. Where was that, Peter? Is that on X, or is that on Blue Sky, or is that on YouTube? Let's see if we can find out all of the information that we possibly can. Let me see. I'll go to the live. I'll go to this so you guys can see this while it's on the background here. So this is a live look. Oops, sorry, my apologies. Let me share the screen again. That would be probably pertinent to do as you're trying to share. All right, so that's on the screen here. This is just kind of a live look at what's going on. This is the status coup Midas Touch kind of live stream going on. But let me see if I can find that. Where was that, Peter? Let me see if Peter answered me where I could find that. Bulwark is live on Substack. All right, let me see if I can Substack. All right, Substack. Can I do that? I'm not even sure if I can. I have Substack. Fuck. Let's see here. Sorry, I got it making me sign in. If you have any on this, wait an email. Okay, I just gotta go to the email. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to get it so I could show you this live stream. Maybe they got some more video that we haven't seen yet. So I'll do 9, 8, 8, 9, 9. Am I in? Am I in? Yes, I'm in. All right, search. So Bulwark. Share this tab. Let me know if I'm on the right thing here. Bulwark's live on YouTube too. All right, that might be the easiest way to go then. That might be the easiest way to go. So let me put you back on this one. That might be the easiest way to go. Let me try that one. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me see here. Bulwark. And we are here. Let's see. And you probably need some sound would be great.
Parents didn't want him, and like they're running some sort of daycare at the ICE facility, which is absolutely not.
I'm just going to see if we could go back and see some of, I'm assuming they at some point during the live stream showed the footage that you guys are talking about. So let's see if we can, does anybody have maybe like a cut of this or where we can go to?
Redraw the lines of their immunity. And
maybe it's this one right here.
Criminal liability for.
It's the job of federal law enforcement to not crack down on them and not escalate. I think peaceful assembly is fine. That's my opinion. I want to get JBL's take on that in a second, but just let me pull up. We have this picture of the victim. I want to show that, and then we have a couple more videos, or maybe one more video angle. There he is. So what we learned from this photo, I think, is that this guy is monitoring. Well, he's a monitor. That's what's happening. So obviously, they're not that it would be any better if they were targeting the worst of the worst illegal immigrant or whatever. But this is not that. ICE has now been in Minnesota and killed what appears to be two citizen protesters rather than two undocumented immigrants. I want to show one more video. This is, oh shoot. Then I want to shout out the name of who gave us this video. Give me a second. We'll watch the video and then I'll credit them on the back. This is on the way up.
Whoa, wait a minute. Time out here. time out here. That was a lot of fucking shots. Am I wrong? Am I fucking wrong? What happened to 2 defensive shots? Didn't I just have that post pulled up, the DHS statement saying that they fucking fired 2 defensive shots? That sounded like fucking 10 shots. And then you can see, watch the guy running up in the background, like one of the ICE officers, like when the shooting's taking place, you can see like he almost like hits his hands together, like he's pissed off that this just happened. Like, watch this.
Oh my God.
That's a lot of fucking shots.
This is on the way up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots. How many shots do you hear? Yeah, but I think it was one of those like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like shit type of clapping. Like I know what you're talking about, Enchanted. I do. I saw the same thing, but and what I got from it right away was kind of like fuck type of thing. You know what I mean? And I could be wrong, very well could be wrong, but that's just kind of what I got. But let's listen to that one more time, because I think that's going to be another point of contention to this. How many shots were fired? Was each one of them justified? Maybe you could have shot just to kind of immobilize the guy. That way you could disarm him. You didn't have to necessarily shoot him 12 fucking times. Like, let's try this again.
This is on the way up.
1. That was 3, so 4. So that's another 3, so we're up to 7.
Oh my God.
It sounds like 10 to me. Sounds like 10. No, you're absolutely right, Don. You're absolutely right. But in this case, as you know, law enforcement has to be justifiable. They have to be accountable for every single one of the shots fired. I think in this case, where we're already past the 1 is too many point, obviously, and I'm right there with you, buddy, right there with you. Then, I think a lot of this aspect is going to come down to, okay, which shot was used to disarm, and then were the other 9 shots used to actually murder the person? Because again, there's a way in which to even go about disarming somebody, even if you are in this position. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to empty your mag. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so again, I think it's 10 that I heard, from between 10 and 11. I know Blue Tomato, a lot of people got 10 or 11, but again, it's way too many fucking shots, and it's damn sure more than the. Let me see here, because I know I just had it pulled up. Let me see here. Was it the? The DHS release. I'll pull it up in a second, but I'm pretty sure they said it was only 2 shots that he discharged. And again, I'll let this play.
So you can hear much more clearly there, all the gunshots.
I think it's 11.
11 gunshots is what you counted.
I think it was 11.
That's from the reporter at Bring. That's from reporter Bring Me the News that was on the ground. All right, JVL out there. What were your reactions from the press conference and the additional information we have? And
here's the statement here. The law enforcement has conducted an operation illegal approached with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm the subject, but not yet. Fearing for his life, the safety and fellow officers and agents fired defensive shots. Okay, so they didn't specify. Okay, they didn't specify. For some reason, I thought they specified as 2. But fearing for his life and safety of fellow officers, an agent fired defensive shots. So are we led to believe that only one of the officers fired all 11 of his shots? Like emptied his magazine, and that was only one person, or did that come from multiple agents? That's crazy. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's in between 10 and 11. On that, I mean, a lot of them, a couple of them go off kind of in quick succession. So I know it's probably, difficult to decipher just how many. But again, sorry, I'm just making sure my family's pipes aren't bursting and freezing at the same time. But yeah, it's kind of hard to decipher. But either way, between 10 and 11 shots, we could kind of assume and justify, or not justify, but at least kind of confirm on that video, I should say, for lack of a better word, for using a better word in that situation. But yeah, craziness all around, as you can see. These things. Here's some more from on the ground, as you can see, from Midas Touch and Status Quo.
This morning, and immediately saw that they had 7 guys, had a guy on the ground and just shot him in cold blood. It was an execution. And so I came out here to use my First Amendment right to protest that. I can't believe what's happening in our city. Everything was so peaceful and beautiful and loving here until these cowards came in with masks and guns and started inflicting tyranny on our neighbors. They're killing us. They're killing us.
Yeah, and that's not an exaggeration. It's now 2 people that have been killed by the federal government here.
We are a block away from where they executed somebody. We are watching them protect murderers over and over again. It won't stand. What's happening here, if you show the people, this is not rioting. This is not agitation. This is the First Amendment. This is the freedom of assembly. This is what they are not protecting. What they're not protecting is the people. What they're not protecting is the Constitution. What they're not protecting is the people. They're protecting the fucking fascist overlords of this bullshit fucking country. We won't stand for it. America could be great if these fucking cowards got the fuck out of here. Jesus fuck.
The one thing, the camera,
Well said,
the microphone
brother. Well
will
said.
capture the sights and sounds of what is happening here.
Yes.
But it cannot capture the emotion. So tell me, what are you feeling in this moment? What are the emotions that you are seeing and hearing from your fellow Minneapolis residents?
Well, I think it's reasonable anger. The thing that is really hard to explain is that there are no words in the English language that can truly captivate how we feel.
Justifiable rage would be one that comes to mind. Justifiable fucking rage.
But the pain, the anguish that we feel inside of our bodies at this unjustness, it's indescribable. That's why 50,000 people showed up downtown to march in negative 15-degree weather yesterday. The emotion is anger, it's sadness, it is community, and it is deep and agonizing pain.
And it sounds like the chant going on behind him is hands up, don't shoot, if I'm getting that right.
Governor Tim Walz just came out and said that he called on the Trump administration to remove all immigration enforcement agents from the state.
Good.
Immediately.
Good.
Do you need him to do anything else?
Yeah, you know, I've seen a few people say it, but if Tim Walz came out here on the front lines and stood with his people, that would be a sign of courageous leadership. I appreciate his words, but right now we need action. We need him to show up. We need Jacob Frey. We need Tim Walz. Our city council members are showing up and showing out. They're being assaulted by ICE. What we need is our leaders to show up and be with the people in this moment.
Thank you very much, Mitch.
Listen,
I
that's
really
the
appreciate
same exact frustration you were seeing from Mikado, right? When Jacob Frey and all the, with all the good rhetoric and all the good fucking things that he said at press conferences, and it is real and as emotional as it's been. Like, what are the actions of the people in power? As I was saying, why are you putting that on the backs of the citizens? Why are you putting that on the backs of the people that are clearly out in fucking force, out in numbers, but are outmanned, outgunned? Not so much outmanned, but definitely outgunned at this point in time. Who knows if that's going to remain the case going into the future, but at least at this point in time, we'd like to see our fucking the leaders, the people in charge of the law enforcement in the state and local level, to step up and support and protect the people that they're meant to defend. You know what I mean? That would be a fucking good first sign, and would be a good fucking show of force. Again, like he just said, if Tim Walz was down there on the fucking front lines, if Jacob Frey was out there on the fucking front lines, if every city council member was out there on the front lines. Not that a lot of them aren't, because a lot of them are doing very good work, and I don't want to make, I don't want to wrap everybody up into the same boat, but if everybody was out there together, it would make a big difference. I can tell you that much.
Here, 50,000 people marched in negative 26-degree wind chill. That was a sign that we do not want you here. Please leave. Go home. Back up, everybody.
See there, the agents moved up to the line in response to protesters putting like barricades up. Now you see them spraying pepper spray, firing more chemical irritants into the crowd.
I'm just trying to see if I can pull up any new footage, any new information, anything like that.
John and I are edging back away from it. John, hey, We're making our way back. Agents are now down this road behind us too. The agents are firing the tear gas here behind the protesters as they back up. They have to retreat through clouds of tear gas.
At this point, just for peacefully protesting. That's all, Ellen. That's all they need.
You see here protesters trying to lob the tear gas canisters back a little ways. Mercifully, the wind is
what's crazy
blowing
is
some of the
those fucking ricochets and pings, like those sound awfully reminiscent of actual fucking rounds going off and discharging and hitting fucking metal and hitting the ground. You know what I mean? You can hear those pings in the background and the ricochets.
What the fuck, dude? Protesters
hear that in the background?
They're hearing those bangs go off. Those are just further tear gas canisters.
There you go. Somebody's gonna wake up tomorrow morning with their vehicle being destroyed by a fucking by a smoke canister.
What we were just told by a fellow reporter who we're out here with, just ran up to us and told us that the federal agents are actually actively leaving right now. And so what we might be seeing here is literally a smoke screen or a use of force just to cover their withdrawal. I have to verify that for myself. The idea that they actually are pulling back. Pardon me, guys. We were hearing that the federal agents were leaving. Is that true? Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that. No, I was just asking. We heard that the federal agents were leaving. Some of them. Are you guys hearing that at all? What's that? Okay. What is this? Thanks for talking.
All right, just for here, let me throw this on real quick.
I'm
gonna throw this on because I guess this was a statement made. Was this about this? No, this is January 22nd, so it couldn't have been about this. So I'll pull this back on. My apologies. I thought one of the sheriffs had made a statement, but it looks like it was about something else.
Right now, it may indeed be leaving. I tried to ask a sheriff's deputy if they had any information if federal agents were indeed leaving the scene. They told me they could not give me that information, but we're watching them right now get into vehicles, and those vehicles begin to turn the corner there. They're driving in towards the scene of the shooting. So doesn't necessarily mean that they're completely leaving. May just be repositioning there to the point we're hearing flashbangs go off. Hearing flashbangs go off in the distance. And it seems like agents must have pushed some protesters back south down Nicollet. So that's where we're walking to right now. And you see all those clouds of tear gas, that something that looks like it should be coming out of some dystopian movie set in some hellish future, but it is the present in the United States of America right now on the south side of Minneapolis. Again, more tear gas being thrown out into an empty street. I'm not sure of the utility there.
Just a show of force. That's not just a show of force. That's all.
Withdrawal, and I'm seeing more of them get into some of these vehicles here off on the side of 27th Street.
So maybe he's right with what he was hearing, because he said he was hearing that some of the federal officers, from the federal agents, were going to withdraw. So maybe they got some sort of memo or kind of instructions from the higher ups after this recent murder that they need to get out of there. Not 100% sure, but it does look like he just said he was reporting a lot of them getting into vehicles here, as you can see.
Corner here from 27th Street onto Nicollet and driving north.
These are all ICE vehicles.
Oh, we're being told to.
And that's why they're covering what looks to be a retreat.
Again, tear gas is just thrown into an empty street.
I mean, I don't see what other purpose you would have to do that besides just to cover your cover your retreat, right? See, as they turn and run, that's exactly what they were doing.
On tear gas, or what the hell that is. what it looks like probably just to recover their withdrawal as they move now north on Nicollet, back towards the intersection with 26th Street. See the agents there kind of have a half jog.
Looks like they're all getting into vehicles. You see them all? And they're off.
Still more flashbangs and tear gas going off all around us. You can hear it just echoing off the buildings.
So it looks to me like they got some sort of fucking some memo, some internal memo to be like, okay, pull back. I don't know, the block's getting too hot or whatever the fuck. I don't know what's going on, but it definitely looks like they were even trying to spread the word between the agents themselves. Like, okay, we're pulling back, we're getting out of here, cover the retreat, cover the withdrawal type of thing. You know what I mean?
Here just to see the agents off, so to speak. If the agents throw more tear gas out into the crowd.
Watch the smoke. It's coming this way.
Yeah, John's pointing out, the tear gas is wafting towards us.
Oh, come this way.
Yep. John and I are going to tuck ourselves off here to the side. In a little small parking lot. Again, just to, we're tucking ourselves kind of behind this building so we stay out of those plumes of tear gas smoke. Oh, what the fuck?
Just seeing if there's any more like real-time updates or anything behind the scenes.
Yeah, you hear the bangs of flashbang grenades echoing on some distant block. Oh, not too distant. The agents are just firing more and more of these canisters. The agents and the protesters are always playing some kind of fucked up game of catch here with the tear gas canisters, lobbing them back and forth to each other.
This is crazy.
These are
too much.
And it's blowing right back.
Yeah,
This is how fucking stupid they are. That's how fucking stupid they are. The most dangerous place to stand where the gas is blowing is right back at the fucking agents. Dumbasses. And I know they got mass and shit, but definitely not the ideal way to discharge that fucking particular weapon, you idiots.
We're moving back even further. There's just so much of it going off right now that it's just ambient in the air everywhere. Oh.
Crazy, man. Fucking crazy.
Oh, I can barely see.
Let's go back to that one if you want. I'll see if they got anything going on theirs as well.
With Mayor Jacob.
Do we lose his audio?
Did we lose his audio?
Yeah.
So
We lost your audio.
I lost my audio. Let me
Apologies.
try it one more time here.
So while Status Quo seems to be kind of ducking out of harm's way and kind of catching his breath over there to get out of the tear gas, we'll see if we can dip into the Bulwark live stream here and see if they have any updates or information that we haven't already been privy to. And then we'll see if we can check back into the live stream there.
they're describing was a volatile scene in South Minneapolis, a few miles from here at 26th Street and Nicollet Avenue, where this man was shot this morning by federal agents. And the police chief has declared that there is an unlawful assembly there. We have heard reports that there were a couple of small fires that were put out. I am not there myself, so I can't tell you about any, anything more specific than that. But what I can relay to you is what the mayor and police chief said today. Again, they're all calling for calm. The mayor is saying that, telling President
just look at
Trump,
this scene though. Like,
directly
just look at
to,
what's
end-
taking place right now on the streets of this fucking country. Will you please? Look at this. Look at this. Just fucking covered in tear gas. No fucking reason. A day where somebody's already been shot to death on the streets. People out there peacefully protesting, can't even fucking breathe. Unreal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, this is what they're doing to peaceful protesters. Peaceful protesters, again, that are out there exercising their First Amendment right. Crazy times, people. Crazy times. Just be thankful that you find yourself on the right side of history, on the right side of these fucking fights. And by that, I mean the resistance side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. You good? Yep.
Wow, look at the people out there. Look at the canisters on the ground and shit.
Keep trying. Make sure the screen is safe. Yeah. Hello. Thank you. Any other details?
Is this local? Is this local law enforcement?
Got it.
What's it say on their chest? Does that say Border Patrol? I can't see what it says. It says... Why do they look... They look like they're in low... it says... What the fuck's it say? Conservation officer? Conservation officer. What the fuck is a conservation officer?
37-year-old white male, and that he is a legal gun owner. That's coming from Minneapolis police. That detail about him being a legal gun owner.
So conservation officers or game wardens are specialized law enforcement officers who protect natural resources, wildlife, and the environment while enforcing fishing, game, and boating laws. What the fuck are we doing here? We got the fucking fishing game out there? That's what's going on? This guy's different. What's this one? Who's this guy? Hold on, let me put this back. Is this looks like almost like there are several different agencies. Who's this guy right here on the above me? He's got a different uniform on. Is that just regular Minnesota police? What's going on here? Because why they have the fucking wildlife? I mean, that's crazy. Conservation officers and shit, or is that just maybe where the body? You think maybe they're they didn't have enough body armor and they had to steal some of the conservation body armor or something? I'm not sure. Maybe that just happens to be the body armor that they're wearing. But it also, I'm trying to see what it says on their sleeve as well, but I can't quite make it out. Does anybody from Minnesota know? Anybody from Minnesota in the chat that can kind of pinpoint? This looks like a more regular, that looks like Minneapolis police right there. If I'm reading his sleeve correctly, that's just regular Minneapolis police. Yep. You can see it right there. Regular Minneapolis police with, no, I know, but like why, maybe it's just like just what the body armor says, and it's not like, I don't know what that side patch on their arm is. See this patch on their arm, like the red patch? Maybe that'll give us a better idea. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not up to speed. I'm not hip with what the agencies are in Minneapolis or Minnesota on a large extent here. And again, I wouldn't fucking surprise me if they just kind of went into a stash of inventory of body armor and started handing it out to people. And it just happens to say conservation officer on it. It says, Woke Antifa says, conservation officer additions to normal city or state police forces. But it seems like they have a very specific set of jurisdictions, right? And duties. As I'm seeing here, conservation officers or game wardens are specialized law enforcement officials who protect natural resources, wildlife, and the environment. So thus, wouldn't that give them a different set of rules and regulations to go by? Or is that crazy of me to think?
But of course, the protesters here are.
But they even get the different pants done
Also
too.
direct.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of lead me to believe that they are conservation officers. From a public safety aspect, I guess you could probably draw that distinction. You could probably draw that aspect, right? But where's the public safety from the ICE officers that are actually causing the harm, right? Because the safety or the lack thereof of safety coming from the public or there to the public is coming from the ICE officers and not the public itself. So again, I don't even know how you could justify that as a cause in using these fucking this agency out there. That's kind of crazy in itself.
From earlier that there were crowds that had formed on all sides of this intersection, and as this perimeter has gotten smaller here around the intersection of 26th and Nicollet, we can see that that's indeed true. There are protesters off to the north, off to the east, off to the west. But there is a lot of people out here.
No, I don't deny that they have arresting powers. Obviously, of course, but again, for what set of laws and jurisdictions? You know what I mean? Is it catching too many fucking fish, or are they allowed to again, stop somebody on the highway if they see them breaking a traffic law? You know what I mean? Like, is there a different set of circumstances? Do they have to call somebody else in? Do they have the same set of powers? That type of thing. And again, are they typically used in Minnesota for this type of thing? Is another question. I don't know. I'm just asking. It just seems strange that the conservation officers would be out there to protect ICE at this point. Maybe it's so that they don't have overwhelming amounts of Minneapolis police out there protecting them. I don't know.
Of another.
We gotta wake up and realize what the fuck is happening in our community. Without the people, there is no government. Without the people, there is no government. Fucking bullshit. It's the shit that we gotta deal with. Early in the fucking morning. Early in the morning. Kids are supposed to be watching cartoons, eating cereal, but yet they're waking up to fucking bombs and tear gas going off in their neighborhoods. Elderly people can't fucking breathe. And then we got the county sheriff office and Minneapolis police helping federal ICE agents terrorize the community. That's bullshit. Why fucking Jacob Fry and Tim Watts making fucking press conferences right now? That's bullshit.
What are you here for? Give them space. Give them space. Give them space. This is fucked up. Give them space. Back up. Give them space. That is cool. You guys remember.
Y'all been lying, talking about y'all gonna do crowd control, but we were just getting terrorized for 2 fucking hours. And you motherfuckers drove right past us. Y'all haven't helped us do shit. But now y'all terrorizing us yet again. We see George Floyd over again. We see Renee Good over again. How many more people gotta die? You fucks.
You can't look us in the way now.
You fuck.
You can't.
Y'all got tanks out here and shit. Y'all got fucking tanks out here and shit.
Agents are bringing up, excuse me.
Minnesota State Patrol. You need to move south on Nicollet. Do it now. Move back south on Nicollet.
They hear state authorities.
Fucking move me.
State authorities threatening that. Or telling people that they need to move south on Nicolay. Or Nicolay, excuse me, the street that we are standing on right now. That they need to walk back down this way at the camera's pointing. Walk down the street away from the intersection with 26, back towards 27th Street.
Almost laid on community. Our streets! 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 Fuck Blau! That's cool. Fuck Blau!
It's like more Minneapolis police, local police coming in.
We put them out. What do you?
State trooper, state trooper.
Fucking Nazis.
Shame! 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 Shame!
Hear those chants of shame from the crowd, again directed at the local and state police. But they feel are not doing enough to protect the people here on the ground in Minneapolis.
Ice out now! 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 Ice out now!
And again, just your 10-minute reminder of it being minus 10 degrees, if not colder, in Minneapolis right now, that these people are now suffering through because of the anger, because of the frustration, because of the built up and pent up fucking resentment they have towards of ICE and these law enforcement agencies not doing their job to protect the people. So again, minus 10 degrees and they're out there full force.
This is what community looks like! This is what community looks like! This is what... Fuck ICE! 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 Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE!
And I'm just going to toss this on for a sec here. See if I can throw this up. This kind of seems to be the most recent kind of post. Just seeing if there's anything else that we could learn from this. U.S. Border Patrol officials, Minneapolis Police, Brian J. O'Hare described the victim as 37-year-old white male as a resident of the city who believed to be an American citizen. This is not an identified name, but O'Hara said he appeared to be lawfully owning a gun. Agents were conducting a targeted operation, yada, yada, yada. That's just the DHS statement. So again, it doesn't seem to be, other than he was a legal gun owner, any further information that I've seen. I mean, this is 2 minutes ago, so that's about as fucking recent as you could possibly get. And again, the only other information that I got here was, what we heard on the live stream there, that they were, reporting that he was a lawful gun owner, right? So other than that, not much other information to kind of get at you with, to come back at you with, but, we can continue to cover what's going on the streets, obviously. Let me throw the sound back on.
What it's really like here on the ground in Minneapolis.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. They do suck ass, but I'm just looking for the most up-to-date, most recent information. People, giving updates to their posts and stuff. So I'm just trying to find the most recent. A lot of them seem to be a few hours ago, so no real updates or breaking news sent. So I just want to make sure that we're giving you the most up-to-date and accurate information. But yes, I do appreciate that assessment of the WAPO. There's another one, you know, there's a similar one from, oh, my apologies. Here's another one from ABC, similar aspect. You know what I mean? This just was updated a couple minutes ago. Man shot, had no criminal record, was a lawful gun owner, police chief said. Victim identified 37-year-old American citizen. And then just obviously what's been ongoing since. So again, just regardless of who you bring up at this point in time, it doesn't seem to be much more information than what we already know at this time. So, you know, just like I said, just want to make sure that we're staying up to date, up to speed on what's going on. That's all.
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good!
Well, Wes, honestly, unless you're being like purposefully obtuse, obviously they're not saying they don't need the police. They're saying they don't need the police now because they're not protecting them anyway. What they're doing is protecting the Nazis. They're protecting the Gestapo. So in this moment in time, it'd be better off of not having them around. So no, we don't need you unless you're going to help us and protect us. And then yes, you can fucking wear that uniform rightfully and actually serve and protect the people you meant to serve and protect. So no, not saying that we don't need the police, but in this aspect, if you're going to protect the Nazis, then yes, we don't need you. You're not fucking needed. You're causing more problems, and you're more of a hindrance to fucking democracy than you are helping anything right now.
My name is JT. This is my cameraman, John. How do you want to be identified?
I'm Ron Easton.
Ron, can you spell that for me really quick?
First name Ron, R-O-N-N. Last name Easton, E-A-S-T-O-N.
Ron, when did you come out here, and what prompted you to get in the streets?
I have been in the streets for the last 11 years against all of this bullshit. I came out here after I saw that man was murdered at my home today. Put 5 shots in his body. And he had a conceal and carry permit, and they just killed him. They murdered that man. I'm against all of this. It's because body counts are now piling up in the state of Minnesota. We are a peaceful state. This is a resilient state. You just saw 50,000 people in the streets of Minnesota yesterday to fight against this. ICE comes in, murders a man, they take off and leave it to these guys to clean up their bullshit. That's unnecessary. The president wants to inflict as much pain on this state because we are a blue state, because he can't stand Governor Walz, because he can't stand the fact that he has never won this state, and he will never win this state. It is my job at this point to do all I can to make sure that every Republican that is responsible.
Spastic, let me know if you can send that to me if there's a different view of the shooting. I'll see if it's able to be played or whatnot, but just let me know if there's like a link or where I could find that. I haven't seen it yet, so just let me know.
Years against, you said all of this. Can you describe how this is a continuation of activism you've been doing for those last 11 years? What's the through line? Really draw it, make it clear for me.
The through line is the persecution of people of color. And he has called African country shithole country. He had looked at Somalis and condemned an entire race of people, calling them shithole or whatever the case may be. These are human beings. I will not allow that to happen as long as I am alive. We are human beings who deserve the respect.
Is this it right here? And forgive me if this is not it. I'm trying to find this kind of on the fly as we're looking here. So pardon me if this is from a different incident or if this is not the correct situation, but let's just see if this is.
Video that was shared with us via Facebook. It's unclear. There's about 30 seconds left. It's unclear if this was before or after the shooting. I do see some yellow tape off blocking the streets. So I'm not sure if this was after.
Be after the shooting. They already have the tape and everything set up.
Scuffle there on the ground in the street.
Hold on, let's see.
It is a little bit of a lengthy video. You can see some sort of scuffle there. on the ground in the street. It looks like several
Doesn't look to be the same situation, or is it?
believed to be ICE agents there.
And again, it's kind of hard for me to tell. Like, this might just be afterwards and like the aftermath of people.
This began. Again, either at 26th and Nicollet.
So
and
that's my guess on that one. Is that was just a kind of like an after. Let me see if I can find some more here. Let's see. My apologies. I don't know. It's not letting me get out of this one. Let me get out of this. Sorry. I'm just seeing if there's any more views or anything that we could go by. Let's see here. Videos. Pardon me as I try to pull this up in the background. It says bystander video shows federal officers kill man in South. That was 2 hours ago. Let me see if it's maybe this one that we're talking about. Let me see.
We want to warn you, this could be very graphic and upsetting for some of our viewers. The video shows a bunch of federal agents
No, this
actually
be,
having
that seems to be the original view that we saw. You see if it goes on, maybe to show a different view.
more than 4 or 5 are on this individual.
That's the same view as well. Does anybody else have? I know Spastic said that there was a different view. I didn't see like a link or anything or like where it was at. So if anybody has that, just let me know. Let's see here. Somebody just said, I came in late. There's a video of another angle before all this kicked off on my threads. Yeah, I'm trying to find that right now. Let me see here. Facebook watch. Can you send that to me? Because I can't get the link off of the chat, unfortunately. So if somebody could send that to me, that would be fantastic, and I'll be sure to. Yeah, I don't know what that means. You put the 3 asterisks on the statement too. I don't know what that means. CNN has it live. All right, let's see if we can do that. All right, let's do that. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see. Are they live right now? Videos. Let's see here. Live. Maybe I'll have to go to the website then. Fucking Christ. CNN.com. Share this tab instead. All right, December 14th. No, that's not what I want. What? December 14th? The fuck is going on there? Right on. CNN.com. Coming.
Can I sneak through to take the trash out?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Why is it bringing me to this? I don't understand. I just want to go to CNN.com. CNN.com. That's it. That's all I want. Enter. All right, here we go. My apologies. My apologies. It took forever. All right, let's see what they got here for updates. Give me 1 second.
Oh, he's gonna kill you. That's her blanket.
This one's yours?
That's Kelly's blanket. She's gonna kill you.
You don't tell her, I won't.
I won't.
Sorry. My apologies. All right, let me put this back up. Sorry about that. It's on your Blue Sky now, Brian. Okay, thank you. I much appreciated, guys. Much appreciated. Bring this up. Explore notifications. All right, gotcha. Let me share this tab instead. Put this on the screen. But this is the same one or no? This looks like the same angle, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Oh, shoot. Frosty's still out there. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the same angle. I'm confused because that seems to be the original angle that we saw. Let's see here. I sent the video to your Blue Sky, a direct message. Okay, let me see if maybe that wasn't the right one. Chat. I don't see any direct messages with this. I do see the one that that I just showed, but that seems to be the first angle that we saw, right? See, is this it? Yeah, I think I got it. Is this it right here? Let me put the sound on. My apologies.
Go. What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
All right, so that's the angle for sure. That's for sure the angle that everybody's talking about because that seems to be from the woman in the pink coat. Right? Kind of hard to make out. It's a little dark, but why were they originally pushing him, right? This is the guy here. Looks to be flipping them off or recording.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So this is the guy. This is the guy here, if I'm not mistaken, right? Guy in the middle here. Got his hand up, right? Put his hand up. You see that? You see that? He had his hand up and then he got sprayed in the face. So he's getting maced. Still getting maced. Still getting pulled off of. This is the guy here.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Right? This is the guy that gets the firearm. Keep watching. Now, are they yelling gun right there? Can you hear that? Are they yelling gun right at that instance? Let me see if I can. Hold on, my apologies. Let me see if I can get this back. I'm going to get rid of all this other stuff so I don't keep losing this. But it sounds to me like you can hear gun, gun, gun or something like that. Listen. Hear that? He's got a gun. He's got a gun. I heard that very clearly. Very clearly I could hear that. Gun, gun, gun. He's got a gun. But the thing is, no, he does. But your agent already had him fucking disarmed before you pulled the trigger. Listen. So watch. Here's another clear indication. Here's another clear indication too. Watch this gentleman here, who I believe is the one that fires the shots. I'm not 100% sure yet. But this guy, as soon as you hear somebody saying gun, 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 he's got a gun, he pulls out his firearm. And watch that guy. Watch this guy here, right in the middle. Right in the middle. Check him out. So somebody had just in that moment say he's got a gun. See his hand on his holster? See how he's got his hand on his holster right here? You can clearly see him with his hand on his holster, right? But what he doesn't understand is what's not being clearly communicated by the team is that his own fucking officer, his own fellow agent, has control of that gun already. So, but you can't see who pulls, you can't see because he just goes behind this guy here. Watch this guy here, pulls his weapon, pulls weapon in his hand. Looks like he fires right there. Looks like he fires right there. Not only that, but look how many officers are in the way of that. Look how many fucking officers are in the way. They're saying there was a second gun. Jen says they're saying there was a second gun, but he doesn't have it in his hands. Right? You know what I mean? And again, even if that is the case and he's lawfully, legally, licensed to carry these things, he doesn't have them in his hand. He's got them holstered or wherever the fuck, concealed as they're supposed to be. That's no rhyme or reason to just fucking shoot this guy in the fucking, several times. That's just not. And I get what you're saying, Jen. And that's just, obviously, I appreciate you just reporting what they're talking about. But to kind of combat their bullshit is, just to make it as clear as possible, to combat their bullshit, even if he did have 12 guns. I don't care if he had a fucking whole arsenal of guns. I really don't give a fuck. Unless he was out there wielding them or if he had them all illegally and out fucking ready to fucking do some harm to people, that gives you no fucking justification to unload your firearm like this. And there's another video. Candy says there's another video right before that shows him recording and talking to them. Yeah, I think that's there could be a different one, but this looks like it's captured in this as well, right? Like he looks to be in the road. Like, if I'm not mistaken, this is the beginning of it. Right, so this is the guy right here, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that just walked by the camera.
Go.
So this guy right here. So he's in the he's just filming what looks to be filming, right?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He's, getting somebody out of the way. Got his hand up, no weapons out whatsoever. No threat to anybody. He's even trying to stop the other person from being fucking harmed.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Stand by. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. He's got a gun, they said. But this guy's got his hand on it right here. And the guy's not even going for it. That's crazy. And they're still shooting.
The fuck did you just do? What the fuck did you just do? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's crazy, man. That's fucking crazy.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The fuck did you just do? The fuck did you just do? Yes, Liz, somebody call the ambulance. Somebody call the ambulance. Somebody needs to call the ambulance. Somebody call 911. I can't believe they just did that. Holy shit. Holy shit. Just, come on. Come on. Oh my god, you fucking people.
That's fucking
Honestly.
crazy. So again, this is just ill-trained fucking Gestapo thugs not knowing how to fucking handle themselves in the proper situation, not knowing the proper protocol, not knowing the proper rules, procedures, and regulations, not knowing how to keep themselves cool, calm, and collected. And I don't know if it could be any more clear from this footage right here, where, again, even if he did have a firearm on him, there's rules and procedures and regulations on how to handle that procedure, how to handle that situation from that moment on. And it does not immediately say, pull out your firearm and fucking put 10 shots into the guy. I can tell you that much. So, again, more clear video evidence to suggest that they didn't act in accordance with the law. They didn't act in accordance with the rules, regulations, and procedures of whatever fucking law enforcement agency they're a part of. And clearly just shot this guy in broad daylight when he was an American citizen and a lawful fucking gun-carrying American citizen at that, too. And again, now that's led to more situations like this on the street, as we'll get back to here.
Feel much less safe with the federal government's presence on their streets.
And now what this does is it just creates this fucking downhill snowball effect of lies that have to come from DHS, obfuscation that has to come from the fucking agents on the ground, lies about the person, right? We're going to tell you, I guarantee it's not going to be long before. Actually, it wasn't. The DHS statement that they already put out said that the guy went up and like wielded his weapon and attacked, right? Now, I'll see if I can put that back up in case you just joined us here. Let's see. DHS statement. Yeah, this one right here I was talking about. An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun seen here. Did you guys see that in the video that we just watched? Did you see that at all in the video that we just watched here? Let me know. Do you see anywhere this guy approaching officers with a 9mm handgun? And again, the way that they say that makes it seem like he has it out and about and like pointing at the officers. That's the kind of the image they want to, conjure up in your minds, because they want you to then be like, oh, they are justified in shooting them then. But here's the actual video, the actual reality of what happened on the ground. Check it out.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
And again, another great point. They found him to be such a threat, ladies and gentlemen. They found him to be such a threat that the ICE officer that came out to begin with, or the agent that came over to begin with, decided to push the woman. Didn't decide to go after what he thought or is going to say was a big fucking threat, a big violent threat. No, he decides to push the woman. Check it out. See? So he pushes the woman as hard as he can. The guy's like, hey, what the fuck? She didn't do anything. What are you pushing her for? Kind of, stops the officer a little bit from fucking going after her. And then the guy turns his spray onto him. Other than that, there was no confrontation. Doesn't seem to be any even communication between the officer and this guy, right? But again, if you're trying to get me to believe that this guy's a huge threat, then why was your first move to come over and push a woman?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Watch. Right? So if he's a huge threat, this guy that looks to be like putting somebody on the side of the road saying, hey, be careful, they're going to spray you with fucking pepper spray. That's what I'm getting from this. And then you got a woman walking across the front of the car. The ICE agent, if he believes that this person is armed and dangerous, why would he push this woman? Right. So again, clearly the guy was no threat whatsoever, and they're using that ridiculous fucking justification for the murder in broad daylight any justification that they can come up with for the murder in broad daylight. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
This second killing at the hands of immigration agents comes a day
thank you guys. Thank you, Mark.
Tens of thousands of people took to the streets
Petrazi.
here in Minneapolis as part of a general strike to call on the Trump administration to remove its immigration agents from their neighborhoods.
Thank you, Lisa.
People have been worried about what could happen.
What's up, Eddie?
And so far, it is just more suffering.
The weapon was,
and now more death
this is
on the streets of Minneapolis.
That's what it looked like. It was kind of like almost like the half position between straight back and hip, somewhere around that general area. Putnam, so you're 100% right, judging by what we saw on the video of where the ICE agent was actually reaching to get this weapon. But yeah, let me see if I can. What did I do with that other one too? Because we had this picture up that I wanted to show everybody. I don't know if people are circulating this or if there's been better ones yet, but I do want to make sure that we throw this out there. Hold on, give me a second. Let me pull this back up for you guys. And I'm sure, like I said, we just kind of did this on the fly, so I'm sure there's better ones that we could show at this point. But let me see if I can throw this back on the screen. All right, stop that one, share this tab, and I'm going to throw this up on the screen just for the sake of this. I'm going to do entire screen, screen 1, share audio 2. So this is what we were kind of taking a look at here, this little still shot that we managed to get, and he's kind of walking away. But as this is the agent that clearly removed the gun, or one of the alleged guns, I should stipulate, from the guy's belt before the shooting even took place, and you can see it here clearly in his hand through the car window, right? So this is just with the random screenshot that we can see. I'm sure you could probably even find a better one that clearly dictates or will stipulate that he had the weapon that they're fucking were so afraid of. Right, so there it is right there. in his hand, clear in his hand from the agent, that you can watch back the video, replay it, and watch and retrace his steps of how he went over there, where he was reaching, when he got it, and then when the shots were fired. So there's a clear, well, one of the more clear shots, I'll say. You know what I mean? The more you zoom in, the more unclear it becomes. But you can clearly see that he has something in his hand. And again, if you rewind the video, it becomes more apparent what he has as he's running away from the scene as the shots were fired, right? So again, even if they are reporting that he had another weapon, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's a legal citizen, legal to have them concealed, wasn't wielding them, discharging them, threatening anybody with them, as far as we've been shown or seen or told or anything like that. So completely unjustifiable homicide, another unjustifiable homicide by law enforcement, by ICE, by DHS that we've seen in recent memory here. And it's only getting worse. Again, like I said, the more this happens, the more people are going to get on the streets, the more anger you're going to see, the more you're going to see people kind of take things into their own hands. Take matters into their own hands and try to fight back. And that's not the situation that we want, but it's unfortunately the situation that we do find ourselves in.
Where again, demonstrators have put up those impromptu barricades across the street.
Do your thing. Thank you so much.
And this is similar to the barricades that we saw built in the wake of Renee Good's killing as well. Where around the scene where she had been shot and killed.
I appreciate that.
Around the scene where she had been shot and killed, people built barricades much like this as a way to try and just establish what they called an autonomous grieving zone, or a place that was free from the.
I tried to stipulate and I tried to say I wasn't responding to what you were saying, but more the propaganda side of what they were saying. So I apologize if I didn't make that as clear as possible.
People giving out drinks, snacks, hand warmers, and a way to come together as a community and mourn.
I think there's thousands of people out here today.
Mourn the loss. Mourn the loss of another member of their community, taken from them by the federal government. And we kind of got to a point here where we're on a little bit of a raised area and we can look out, and I think it's safe to say there are thousands of people out here, as John just pointed out, thousands in the streets near the intersection of 26th Street and Nicollet on Minneapolis' south side.
Do we have a name? Has there been a name reported yet? Can I come hang up and chop it up with your neighbor? Sure. Come on over. Come on over. Does anybody do they have a name reported yet or anything for the victim? No, all right. I'll keep updated on that one as well. Look at the response though. I mean, and again, I do believe that the reason we were seeing the kind of ICE agents being kind of pulled back was because they knew this sort of thing was about to kick off today. They knew it was probably going to be only a matter of time before the streets were filled, when the reporting got out, when more and more people found out what happened. So I think they're being replaced with more localized officials, more localized law enforcement. Because of this specific thing was going to take place. That's just my guess, but I think they kind of got the message from the higher ups like, okay, we could tell by the anger of the people that this is probably going to kick off, so you might want to pull back and recoup type of thing.
By federal agents just today. Good.
Hello. Not bad. Just on live right now. What are you up to?
We're gonna try and work our way towards the towards the center of this crowd.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Pretty up there. Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. On live.
I don't know if the energy of this crowd comes across through the camera, but I would describe this as righteous rage and indignation.
When I'm saying I'm on
Horror
live
and mourning and anger all rolled up into one. Directed
You know what I mean?
squarely at the
No,
federal
all good.
government
I apologize.
that shot and killed a second
My-
person in Minneapolis this month.
Sorry. My apologies. I'm just trying to find because I saw this.
The Department of Homeland Security is already trying to spin the story in their favor, trying to justify why another one of their agents killed another person from Minneapolis, as though people from Minneapolis, the Twin Cities area, call out for.
It's not my regularly scheduled time to be on live, so not everybody understands and knows. So it's all good, all good, all good. No worries. I'm trying to find out because apparently Trump posted something about this. So I'm trying to put this on the screen. Let me see if I can throw this up. Exit this out. I don't know why it's not working for me as it should. Here we go. This one. And I'm only going to be on for a couple more minutes anyway, guys. So I just wanted to pop on and give you all the information I possibly could on this as I could. Yeah, here we go. Fucking this asshole. Let's see here. Trump says, this is the gunman's gun loaded with 2 additional full magazines and ready to go. What is this all about? Where are the local police? Why aren't they allowed to protect ICE officers? Does this guy shit me? Does he still has no fucking idea what he's talking about? Does he not know what an American citizen that can be registered and licensed to carry a concealed fucking weapon is? Like, does he not know that this guy didn't just fucking, again, rock up on these ICE officers with his gun out in the open, like threatening to kill them? That's just not what the fuck happened. So the spin already being put on this is ridiculous, is absolutely fucking insane, as you knew it was going to be. Why aren't they allowed to protect ICE officers? The mayor and the governor called them off. It is stated that many of these police were not allowed to do their job, that ICE had to protect themselves. Not an easy thing to do. Why does Ilhan Omar have $34 million in her account? What are we doing here? And where are the tens of billions of dollars that have been stolen from the once great state of Minnesota? We are there because of massive fraud, a massive monetary fraud, with billions of dollars missing, and illegal criminals that are allowed to infiltrate the state through the Democrats' open border policy. This is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo bullshit. We want the money back. We want it now. These fraudsters who stole the money are going to jail. This is no different than the big bank robbery, yada, yada, yada. The mayor and the governor are inciting insurrection with their pompous, dangerous, and arrogant rhetoric. Instead, these sanctimonious political fools should be looking for the billions of dollars that had been stolen from the people of Minnesota and the United States of America. Let our ICE patriots do their job. 12,000 illegal alien criminals, many of them violent, have been arrested and taken out of Minnesota. Bullshit. If they were still there, you would see something far worse than you are seeing today. Another fucking bullshit taken with that one. What an unbelievable sense of fucking piece of propaganda that is. This is the gunman's loaded gun with 2 full additional magazines ready to go. Yes, legally as an American citizen. Quite legally as an American citizen. Which Donald Trump clearly doesn't seem to understand. Unfucking real. Like, what the fuck does Ilhan Omar have to do with anything? And that's already been debunked fucking 7 times till Sunday. Like, clearly he's too stupid to know about that one. And again, this is no different than Kristi Noem coming out before, just after Renee Nicole Good was shot, and saying that she approached the officers with, like, an aggressive manner or whatever the fuck she said. Like, this is no different. This is, try to get ahead of the spin here. And again, we're seeing people out in full force. Check it out.
Alex Freddie was killed right there. They left his things in the street. They ran because they know
look at people. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see reaction from this in a lot of big cities and small cities and towns all over the country. Obviously, this will be the most prominent spot, but I wouldn't be surprised to see people in New York, Chicago, fucking Boston, you name it, people out there in the streets, at the Capitol, at their state representative's house, calling, protesting, whatever it is. I'm sure this is going to be and grow into something a lot bigger, especially where this is not the first incident, the second incident, or the third incident, but now like the 15th, 100th incident that we've now had to fucking deal with like this. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. What's the third flag? Make America Great Again. So you got the Confederate, the Nazi, and the Make America Great Again hat on that is what that was.
Keep this block! 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 Keep this block!
I mean, and that's the question a lot of people, in the feeling that a lot of people are feeling right now. I'm not in the in case you just listen, in the comment in the chat is, I'm truly not sure what we should be hoping for right now: peaceful protest or revolt. It's a lot of people, and again, would be the first words out of their mouth would be obviously peaceful protest. But when you're out there being shot in the streets, when you're out there being shot in the faces with pepper balls and flashbangs and arrested for no reason and chased off your own fucking block, I mean, that's not really giving you the opportunity to even go out there and peacefully protest. That's more basically pointing you in the one direction and saying, hey, when your state and local law enforcement agencies don't trust the federal agencies, and they recognize what they're doing to the people, like we're in a situation right now I don't think we've been in a long, long time. And, as you can see, when's the last time, we were this close to something kicking off like it has been with the actions of what are supposed to be the people serving and protecting us, just out there brutally shooting people in broad daylight. I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So I think what we should all be hoping for is a peaceful resolution, obviously, but we should be prepared for the worst. We should be prepared for it not ending up that way, because historically speaking, it hasn't always gone that way, right? And again, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully here as to not incite or stoke any of these kind of feelings. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to out here, leading a fucking a revolution unless we really need it. But at this point, I don't know what other direction we're going, because it seems that the leaders in charge are pretty feckless. Seems like that words are the only fucking resort that they have right now, and that action is needed. So if they're not able to take action because of the numbers, or because of who holds power in Congress, or because of the funding that ICE is now getting, then apparently it's left up to us, unfortunately.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Please continue. Please continue to show up. Please continue to fight back. It is up to us. My name is Tali Melinar. I live in this community. We will not tolerate the violence here. Chinga la migra! Chinga la migra! Chinga la migra! My descendants are the Mexica warriors, and we have brought ourselves to this cause. Our relatives here have been
Now they haven't turned the camera. I wonder how, like, what the law enforcement presence is in that area right now. Or if something's, you know, potentially about to kick off when they dispatch undoubtedly law enforcement to this area if the crowd continues to grow and obviously the anger and frustration continues.
Behind our backs and guns, we come unarmed. Our strength is our community, our spirit.
Good day, bro.
We are Minnesota. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid.
God damn, look at the people there. That's amazing.
Ice out! Ice out!
Come in.
Ice out! Ice out! Ice out! Ice out! Ice out! Chino Libre! Ice out! 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 Fuck ice! Ice out! Fuck ice! Ice out! Fuck ice! Fuck ice! Fuck ice! Fuck ice! Fuck
But just remember, there's a point where self-defense becomes self-defense and it's not violence, right? There's no such thing as violence to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing we have to remember. If somebody's busting into your house and they're trying to fucking brutally and violently fucking beat you and kill you, then again, you're justified in using the actions to defend yourself in order to keep yourself alive. So that no longer becomes violence. That is self-defense. That is self-preservation, right? So I know a lot of people they have a big problem, and rightfully so, with what the actions that we're seeing and kind of, the tipping point that we're at right now. But again, at some point, it's not just violence for violence sake. It's self-defense. It's self-preservation, right? Otherwise, we're just going to continue to be stomped on. We're going to continue to see our rights stripped away from us. And pretty soon we're going to go from a fucking, a democracy, or what seemingly was a democracy, to a fucking controlled, fascistic, fucking AI controlled state. You know what I mean? You'd be very surprised how quickly that could fucking happen. And I'm not calling for it, but it seems like we're being led down a path by the actions and with the actions of these fucking government officials and ICE agents that is putting us in the corner at this point. Like, we're kind of, we're the animals trapped in the corner, and we got to fight our way out. And unfortunately, you can't peacefully fight your way out of that corner at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not advocating for. I hope there are several ways in which that we could see this change, and the rhetoric and the emotion and the temperature come down. Absolutely. But again, it doesn't seem to be in our hands. It doesn't seem to be up to us, the people. Seems to be we're just reacting to what the government and the state is perpetrating upon us. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know if it has to be that much either, right? I don't know if it has to be anything like that. Like, shows of shows of force and demonstrations just like this, these sporadic, spontaneous, shutting down the block, having the businesses closed so that the people can't fucking so it's going to have to interrupt people's lives. It's going to have to disrupt, everyday society in order to get noticed. And that's what's going to happen, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be violent. You don't have to burn things down or anything like that. But shit just like this, standing in the middle of the street, closing your business, closing your shop so that nobody can fucking do that, joining the people in the street, like, it's stuff just like this, right? That will lead to change. It doesn't necessarily have to be that overarching fucking mental picture of a civil war that everybody keeps going to in their heads. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't have to be. There's steps in between that. And again, actions just like this, protests just like this are a fucking great way for it to start, at least.
Hey, say his name. Hey.
Hey,
Jesus. I don't think that's going to do anything to help either at this point. I don't think anything, nothing but people getting hurt is going to come from that. You know what I mean? There's got to be better ways. But I understand the anger. I understand the frustration. I understand the sentiment behind the statement. But again, let's think with our heads and not with our below our belts at this point. You know what I mean? Come on now. Maybe at some point, but again, let's do it the right way.
We're going to organize this shit.
Yeah. You're right.
Thank you, guys.
Of course.
Going to be complicit in the kidnapping and trafficking of people. Are Americans going to stand up and fight back?
Well, that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what it is. Who just said that? Married to a Maggot says, that's a good point, Brian. Perhaps this is a revolution, right? This is what this is. That's exactly what this is. These are people going against the establishment, going against the regime, standing in the streets, protesting what their government is doing. Because we still have, till this moment in time, that ability to do so. And again, this revolution here that we're seeing is only going to continue to grow. Again, as we see more acts of violence, more acts of murder by ICE and people rounded up on the streets and American citizens blinded and shot in the face and tear gassed and stuff, it's only going to continue, right? So the more cities, the more towns, the more villages, whatever you want to fucking call them, that have protests like this going on, that are shutting down the intersections, shutting down the streets, the more news coverage it's going to get, the more attention it's going to get, the more change will come from it. So again, let's take notice of this and make sure that we're following the the lead of these people.
Outside today, as another person was shot and killed by the Trump administration, a second life taken from this community that can never be given back. There is no reparation. There is no justice, no full justice for the loss of a human life. It cannot be made whole. This community cannot be made whole. And the people out here are out here grieving and protesting and trying to find solace together and a sense of community together. And that's very palpable here on the air. The turnout is all the more incredible because of the frigid temperatures right now. It's below zero. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's below zero right now. And yet you have thousands of people who have taken to the streets for hours in the streets right now because a 37-year-old man was shot and killed by the federal government.
See, Soul Life says, we keep saying conflicting things. Should the Boston Tea Party not have happened because it was too violent and they should have sang Kumbaya instead in an empty field peacefully? No, absolutely not. But we still have to identify the fact that times have changed to a large extent from where they were in that moment in time, obviously, and that we have different avenues and abilities afforded to us in order to, but again, we're being kind of instructed, like we're being kind of coerced by the government in their actions, and we're kind of being led down this path of not having many options to go by other than these like kind of revolutionary type fucking fucking really big actions that we have to respond with, you know what I mean? So again, I always said the civil rights movement wasn't done without bloodshed, heartache, and hard times, right? The fucking resistance movement in World War II and wars since that hasn't been done without bloodshed, heartache, and fucking people risking their lives and putting lives on the line. And I don't know if how deep this country is and how gone this country is if we're going to be able to take it back without that same type of hardship, bloodshed, and pain. I don't know, right? I can't see or predict the future. All I can see is I know that most people, and what I was saying is most people would hope, right, would hope for a peaceful resolution to this, some peaceful fucking resolution to this entire insanity, right? But again, we're being dictated by a dictator. So again, our avenues and our options are quite limited, where we don't have the power in the government and another 3 years to go with this guy at the fucking helm. So unfortunately, you know what I mean? It's just, we are where we are. It is what it is. And what the people decide will happen next is what the people decide will happen next. That's just what history has taught us, as much as one group wants this to happen, another group wants this to happen. it kind of is more spontaneous and it's more sporadic when it actually does kick off, when it actually does take place. You know, when these type of moments do in history do happen, it's more of, okay, it's just an overwhelming sentiment of the people, and that's just what happens. It's no like, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is the plan. It's just, okay, that's it, this is what happened, and now it kicks off. But again, this is a good show of force here. This is a perfect show of force, shutting down streets, showing the community that they're going to be out in full force with, with vigor and with passion and with emotion. Like, so again, there's different ways to do it. There's not one answer. There's not one way to protest. There's not one, fucking right way to go about handling these situations. I think all of it is going to be helpful. And unfortunately, a lot of it is not going to be pretty. You know what I mean? That's just the way I feel. That's my kind of prediction for the future. And if we want the change to happen, I think more of this needs to happen, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. That's another great point, Mark. Great point, Mark. Right, the de-escalation that's supposed to come from the, let's say the state, right? That's supposed to come from the local and state law enforcement agencies isn't coming. It's not happening, right? So again, we're being led down a path of escalation. Like the only way to get our point across is to escalate, is to meet fire and to fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? Is it ideal? Absolutely not. None of this is ideal to state the least. I mean, that's the understatement of the fucking century. Nobody wants to be in this position besides the people that actively got us in this position. But as you can see, the overwhelming majority of the people do not want this to happen and do have the power and the ability to fight back. It's just what that fight back looks like is what, is kind of what varies in a lot of people's minds and what, kind of scares a lot of people.
I'm a reporter. I was looking at thank you for all y'all are doing.
Let's see here. Pandora's Corner says, I did post the link to a third angle on my threads on your Blue Sky post. I am not savvy on the DM there since I don't use it too much. Well, I very much appreciate that. Let me see if I could check that out, because again, any angle is helpful if it gives us any more information. Let me just see here if I can check probably just the notifications on there, I would assume. Let's see here. What's your Sky handle? Is it the Shauna one? Let me see here. My apologies. Is that the one? Is it the Shauna one? I don't want to give away all the information if you don't want to. Here's an angle. I'm gonna assume it is. Let me see this. See what this one is. Oh, this must be the one that you guys were talking about, where you can see him. Where you can see him talking to the officers.
Yeah, unroll your windows.
There he is, right here.
Let's go around. Fuck off! Pieces of shit.
Right, so this must be just before everything kicked off. So as you can see, I can't pause it. I don't think I can pause it here on Threads, but as you can see, I'll talk over it. This is the victim over here on the left, just off screen, as you'll be able to see in just a second here. Right there, right? There he is. I don't know. I wish I could pause it. But clearly with a cell phone in his hand being pushed to the side of the street there. But I think that goes a long way in proving that he didn't have his weapon out. He wasn't wielding it. He wasn't threatening officers with it. Oh, was I not showing that, or was I showing that? I apologize. Yeah, I think I was. All right, just wanted to make sure. Oh, he may have been recording them. And again, you've seen a lot of that, Lisa, recently, where that's really pissed these guys off. Just the fact that they were recording. I got sent something, I don't know if it was on my Blue Sky, where they were calling a woman a domestic terrorist literally just because she was recording. You know what I mean? For literally nothing else, not doing anything else. They took her license and they took her plate information and all that shit. And she asked why, and it was because she was recording and that, you know, she was now being deemed a domestic terrorist. I forget where I saw that. Might have been on Instagram, but I mean, that fits right in line with, the actions and the aggression and the lack of being able to control themselves that we've seen from these ICE agents, where they just get so pissed off that they're on camera that they're willing to fucking do anything and they just can't control themselves in that moment. You know what I mean? But, you know, this angle, again, does a lot to prove that he's just sitting there peacefully talking to them under no problems, right? No issues. If anything, they're just telling him to get back onto the sidewalk, out of the street, yada, yada, yada. Right? We'll show him again here. You know, back up, back up, back up. That seems to be the extent of it. And then that further leads and escalates to the situation that we now know and saw as the murder of that victim right there. So a good point by Lisa there. Just, again, nuts. Here's another interview on the status quo. Let's see if we can jump over there real quick.
And this administration needs to be held accountable. And we're in danger because of that.
And of course, the upside down American flag being a universal sign of distress. Where do you see? I mean, it always feels like in these moments where you feel like you're living through history.
Perry says, Perry 840 says, another person was filming on the other side of them. She will have a good view. Yeah, we played that earlier. I believe that was the woman with the pink coat that we played earlier. Let me see. I don't know if I still have that up somewhere, but if you go back into the live stream, you can see that video as well. We played that one from both angles, from all angles that we could kind of find at this point. So I appreciate you, Perry, for bringing that up, and I think we did cover that one. Let me see if I can bring this one back up. My apologies.
Sure, they're not hurting other people, other innocent people. That's what I want to have happen, is they need to be held accountable. And today, I hope that our message is heard. Our message of get out. We no longer want you here. We never wanted you here.
Another great point by this kid, too. Another great point by this kid who, I'm sorry, I apologize, didn't get his name. We didn't catch the beginning of the interview. But, you know, accountability would go a long way in quelling some of what we're seeing now on the streets, right? If DHS and Kristi Noem and Tom Homan and Donald Trump, instead of coming out and automatically going fucking as far as they could possibly go and denigrating and demeaning the victim in this case and going to like the further extent of the fucking minds and being like, yeah, she rolled up with an AK-47 and started shooting everybody like they did with Renee Nicole Good. Like, if they didn't do that and they were like, okay, we're going to have a fucking full investigation and they hold the person accountable when he should be held accountable, like that would go a long way, right? It wouldn't do, wouldn't do everything. It wouldn't quell everything, but it would go a long way in being like, okay, at least we can stand by the fact that these officers are being held accountable for their actions. But when they're not being held accountable for their actions, and when the state and the agencies are defending these actions, that just goes to show what the real and true intent is and what the overarching goal is of these agencies and this government. And that's what's stoking the fucking resistance. That's what's stoking the fear. That's what's stoking the anger. And that's what's stoking, what the possible violence that is set to kick off. It's not the fact that this is just happening. It's the fact that they're being allowed to get away with it, and it's the actual goal. It seems to be the purpose. It seems to be the intent of what's going on, not just a side effect, right? Not just a byproduct of it. That seems to be the fucking mission: is harassment, violence, intimidation, aggression. You know what I mean? Just controlling the fucking citizens, controlling the citizenry of the country. And that's what's stoking this resentment and this anger and the fucking, just this palpable feeling of we need to do something. So that's a whole lot of it too. So great point by that kid. I mean, just look at how this has grown just since we've been watching. I mean, this has gone from 10, 15, 20 people to God knows how many people here in just the time that we've been watching.
That's the problem.
There you go.
Sorry, hi.
Hi. So first of all, I just want to find out, how do you want to be identified?
You call me by first name, Courtney.
Courtney? And can you spell that for me really quick?
Courtney.
Thank you very much, Courtney. My name is JT. Cameraman's name is John.
Hey, John.
So I first, like I said, I'm asking everybody, how are you feeling in this moment? We're standing in an intersection where immigration agents, federal agents have shot and killed the second person now.
Did they release the name here? Boston victim's name was Alex. Okay. More information here. Minnesota police have not officially released the victim names, but several reputable news outlets led by Minnesota Star Tribune have identified him as Alex Jeffrey Preddy, age 37. Okay, Alex Preddy. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. We want to make sure to, get the victim's name out there. Again, if that has been, like Mark just said, doesn't seem to have been confirmed by the law enforcement yet, but he did say a lot of reputable agencies here, a lot of reputable outlets led by Minnesota Star Tribune have identified him as Alex Jeffrey Preddy. So we need to, another name that we need to remember, another name that needs to be on the top of our lips, the top of our minds, and again, something that we need to continue to fight for. If we need any more, poster board material, as we used to call it in sports, where, if somebody on the other squad said something about you or your girlfriend or your wife or whatever the fuck during the week, and said something about your school, you kind of use that as motivation. You'll pin that on the fucking poster board. You'll fucking look at that every day when you go to practice, and you will use that as the motivation to get up every single day and to fight every single day. And that's what we need to do with Renee Nicole Good and, and this gentleman here, Alex Jeffrey Preddy as well. So as well as many others too. So not just these, not to limit it to just these two. Many other people that are out there sacrificing, whether it be their eyes, their careers, whatever it may be. A lot of people. So also worked as a nurse for. Oh Jesus! All right, let me see if I can find out, because it looks like they're going to have a lot of explaining to do with this guy's background, just from what I've heard so far. Alyosha says Alex J. Preddy was a nurse, worked for VA. Let's see here. Times Now has his info. Okay, let me see if I can look that up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Peter. Let me see here. Alex. See if that brings anything up. Star, The Guardian, 28 minutes ago. So I'll do the Star just because it seemed to be. So we'll do this, put this on the screen. Appreciate you guys for keeping me up to date on this one. Alex Preddy, identified as man fatally shot by federal officers in Minneapolis. Preddy didn't have a serious criminal record, was issued a nursing license in 2021, and lived in South Minneapolis. Is this something I have to be affiliated with the Minnesota Star Tribune in order to read it? All right, let's see if we can get it somewhere else. My apologies. Let's see here. Star Tribune, can I get... No, this one? It was 3 hours ago, 40 minutes ago. What about this one? Here we go. 37-year-old kid was identified Alex Jeffrey Preddy. According to the Minnesota Star Tribune, two people familiar with the situation confirmed the man's identity to the paper. I'll make this a little bigger on the screen so you guys can... A little bigger right there. Footage from Saturday showed Preddy tussling with multiple agents before several rounds go off. Police Chief Brian O'Hara confirmed the deceased was a 37-year-old male and citizen living in Minneapolis. He did not confirm his identity at a Saturday press conference. O'Hara also revealed Preddy was believed to be a lawful gun owner. Let's see here. That's the DHS statement. We don't care about that because it's complete and utter horseshit. That's talking about Renee Nicole Good, as they should. But that seems to be... okay, that seems to be all they have in that one. Let's see here. His name was Alex Jeffrey Preddy. He was a 37-year-old licensed nurse and federal government worker. He was executed. Let's see if they have any other information. Here is someone contributing positively to a community who needs his service to the VA. This administration is gutting the VA, and this person of value is executed by a loser with a gun who is destroying our country. A government employee who worked for the VA. He helped veterans. The people MAGA always say thank you to you. Thank you for your service to. It says, yet DHS is already claiming that Alex Preddy was planning a massacre against the Gestapo agents. Yeah, that was Donald Trump's statement. Again, in case you're just joining us late into the broadcast here, this is, for Christ's sakes, of all fucking websites that needs to verify you're a human, I would assume that Truth Social would be fucking lowest among those websites. But anyway, this is a statement by and from Donald Trump here. Let me see if I can just throw this out, where it tends to say, or tries to basically assume, that he was out there to harm and kill people, and like, God forbid, like how we weren't protecting the ICE agents. So he says, this is the gunman's, and he posted this picture here just to go along with it, just to, you know, give you a little bit more context. He posted this picture of the gun and said, this is the gunman's gun, loaded with 2 additional full magazines and ready to go. What is that all about? Where are the local police? Well, the local police wouldn't have been able to do shit anyway, since he's a legal citizen lawfully carrying a weapon. I don't like, what the fuck do you expect them to do? They wouldn't have been able to do shit anyway. But that's at least the dumb statement. It goes on for more to talk about more propaganda about Ilhan Omar, the Minnesota fraud bullshit, yada yada yada, and you know, the mayor and Tim Walz that are, you know, inciting an insurrection. It's just a bunch of nonsense, absolute fucking propaganda at the fucking highest level right there. But yeah, that's what we were, you know, that's the shit that we have to kind of combat and discuss on that level as well. But, you know, throwing this back on, you can see the comments really aren't buying for it. Here's the footage that I believe we had in the comments that we were just talking about from the lady in the pink jet.
Go.
And again, this is the victim. This is the victim. This is the victim.
What the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck, people? What the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
All right, so I'm going to move it just before the you know, the egregious part on that one. I don't want to be linked in you know, attributing to showing that where it shouldn't have to be showed too many times. But I mean, something that I did notice in that second time watching that, or you know, however many times we've seen that angle, is he was going over there to say, hey, why the hell are you pushing that lady? Like, if you can watch, like, and again, I'll have to let it play. Let it play out of sight, out of mind. Okay, it's still going, still going. That's right. It's just how it has to go on Threads. All right, so how do I go to, let me see if I can go to this and then go to it again here, because yeah, here's that footage. But if you listen up. Listen up.
Go.
So you can hear him yell, hey, right? So hold on. You can hear him yell, hey, and I believe that's because this lady in the backpack was also getting harassed and pushed in the middle of the street. The same lady that he's trying to protect right now was the same lady that was getting pushed in the middle of the street. And you can hear him say, hey, right? I do believe that's his voice saying, hey, what are you doing? And he starts to walk towards them, like to make sure, like, hey, get that lady out of here. Make sure you're not fucking, you know, pushing and harassing her. And they come over and did it again. And he goes after her to try to protect her again. You know what I mean? I don't know what else you can possibly gather from this situation. But again, without showing that again, let me throw this back on the screen and we'll see if we can dip into here. And I'll let you guys go because, again, until we get some more information, until we get some more, you know, statements and press conferences and stuff, there probably won't be too much other stuff to cover unless, you know, again, we'll see how much this this kind of what we're looking at here, the protest we're looking at here, kick off.
That you'll see of this, it'll be broken up with commercials for toothpaste. We're not beholden to any corporate voice. We get to be here. We get to show you what happens. We don't have to break it up for any moment. We get to show you real, raw, unfiltered what's happening on the ground. And we are able to do that because of your support. If you want to help support us, go to statuscoup.com/join. We'd greatly appreciate it. I won't push it any more than that. It's not appropriate in this moment, but it is what allows us to be sustained. And I want to thank all of our members that we were able to offer this coverage. It's because of our members that we were able to be here in this moment and be able to deliver this coverage to you. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of John Farina behind the camera, Status Coup. Sorry, I'm hearing. Yeah, we're hearing more people get on the microphone, get on megaphones here to start delivering speeches here to this crowd.
And again, I'll be sure to kind of keep my eye on this to see what progresses in this city and also other cities throughout the country. And if need be, we can always pop back on and cover anything that's going on, any more explosive information, any more explosive kind of actions taking place. But I wanted to make sure while I had the time and the opportunity to kind of pop on and give you guys at least the most information that I had, the most kind of, angles and insights that I had. Again, the first thing that I noticed was them kind of taking his weapon from him as we were watching it live. On the Mikado live stream, it was kind of something that everybody was like, wait a minute, didn't he just walk away with a weapon? And then we kind of went back, and that's again where that the photo that I pulled up, this photo here, and again I'll show it one more time. Let me see if I can throw this on the screen, stop this, share this just one more time before I let you guys go, in case anybody hasn't seen it yet. But I'm gonna show the whole screen, do this one, and here you go. Just this screenshot here that you can clearly see him walking away before any shots were fired, with the weapon that he pulled out of the holster, the belt, right there. So again, that's that one. Oh, thank you, JD. I appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. But yeah, it was that's something that we first noticed when he was reaching for Alex Preddy's gun right there. We noticed him kind of walking away before the shots were even fired. And again, even if they do report other weapons or other ammunition, does not justify anything that you saw on this fucking film. It just absolutely does not justify it whatsoever. Not even close. So again, just one of the still shots. I'm sure there's many that you could find on there or take from that, the videos or the angles that you could find. That was just the one that we saw that kind of first kind of showed what we were looking at of him walking away with the weapon they're trying to use as justification for the shooting. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for hopping in here. And again, I just wanted to bring you kind of the news, the updates, and in the footage and what we could. But again, if anything else comes out, if any other breaking information, any other actions, like I said, if these protests kick off in a major way, then we'll see if we can hop back on live and kind of cover it in real time with you guys. So hopefully we'll be able to do maybe more of that type of stuff if we see these actions and stuff going on. And I'd very much like to be out there myself on the ground, and especially where the ICE actions here in Boston are starting to ramp up and they become a problem as well. So I'd be very blessed and happy if I could get the opportunity to be out there and get the funding to cover it live for you guys, like Mercado and like Status Quo is doing here in Minneapolis. If I could do something alike and something of the same here in Boston to keep everybody aware and up to speed and keep the fight going here, then I'd be more than happy to do it. So I appreciate you guys. Not the day or the opportunity here to do the self-promotional bullshit, so I'm going to let that one slide today. But thank you guys for all your support. And again, let's not sit by and sit back while all this stuff is happening and just do nothing. I know that the answers are not readily available. I know what's going to happen in the future is not clear. I know a lot of people are scared, worried, and frustrated, but let's not do nothing. Let's do something, whether it's just spreading the awareness, making sure that everybody's seeing these clips and videos and making sure they know what was said and the actual actions, and breaking down the scene and how they broke the law and procedures and did not comply, like that. All that, it helps, right? Even if you're out in the streets, awesome, much appreciated, big respect to you guys. Whatever part you play in this is an important part. So again, let's stick together. The resistance moves in mysterious ways, and we need, just like a sports team, we need a variety of different people with a variety of sets of skills in order to make this thing work. So not all of us are going to have the same ideas or the same wishes or the same beliefs, but that doesn't mean that we can't function as a team and work for the betterment of our society. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow. If if I don't pop back on, if anything doesn't kick back off. I'll see you for the Sunday show, and I'm sure we'll be going over this and a lot more things that are happening today in politics, both domestically and abroad. So I'm Boston Bryant. This is Blunt Politics. I very much appreciate you. This has been, I don't know, a breaking news coverage alert system. I don't know, whatever the fuck it is, but I appreciate you watching here. Thank you guys. I'm sure there's a ton of other people that are going to cover this for the rest of the day, so you guys can stay up to speed. And like I said, if anything major happens, I'll be sure to pop back on and we can cover it together. All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you for being available on a moment's notice like that. Sorry to kind of pop on without letting you guys know like that, but it was just kind of spur of the moment thing. Wanted to be able to make sure I could, bring the information to the people. So I appreciate it. But yeah, fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump, Slava Ukraina, fucking do not let this stuff stand. Do not let this shit stand. Again, whichever way you feel is necessary to protest, whatever you feel is necessary to do, you get out there and you do it. You get with your neighbors, you get with your friends and your family and your coworkers, and you get your fucking asses out there and you just raise hell, right? Just get loud, stay proud. Always stay aggressive, but keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you're staying safe out there. All right. And I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Stay safe out there. I mean it. Please. If anybody's heading out there, wherever it is, make sure you're staying safe. Appreciate you guys. But I can't do that. I can't leave without thanking people that contributed to the show, right? God damn it. My apologies. My apologies. Oh, the Vanguard pod was in the house. What's up, gentlemen? I appreciate that. Appreciate the contributions to the show there. And I very much appreciate the message. And I second that message. Second that message loudly. So again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Nola, as well. Boston Brian with the thumbs up. You're great. Thank you for the $10 contribution. I'm sorry. I totally forgot all about it. Thank you, Ricky, as well, for the 10 gifted memberships. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, the Quilted Cat, for the $5 in the gifted section. Thinking of my dad's World War II service watching this. This is what the Second Amendment was intended for. We're on our own now. And again, I understand the sentiment, and I understand where we think this is headed, and I do, believe me, and I'm not saying that inevitably that it may not, but I do think at this point right now, like, as much as it feels like we're on our own, I don't think we're quite at that level yet. I do think that people should be definitely up on the 2A, definitely making sure that they are ready and equipped just in case. Right. But I do want to make sure that we stay all on kind of like a level playing field on this one, and make sure that, we're not taking it further I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to put it into the correct words, and I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'll attempt. I'll think about it more and I'll attempt it. But I think my kind of the purpose of what I'm trying to say is coming across. Quote the Cat, I very much appreciate the 5, and not only that, but your dad's service was very much appreciated. He's an absolute hero for that. And you're absolutely right about the 2A, but let's not. I don't believe we're quite on our own just yet. Right? Let's just yet. And again, I may be wrong. But that's just kind of my thoughts on it at this moment in time. I Smoke and I Know Things. Thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Very much appreciate you. Thank you, Marsha, as well, for the 2. Thank you, Petrazi. Thank you, Ruben, as well. Thank you, Mark G. You guys are incredible. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Marsha, again. For the 5 gifted memberships. Please make sure we're reaching out to all these fine and fabulous people for reaching out and contributing to the show today. Thank you, Wes. Krusty Gnome is trying to start a riot. Again, that's where I was kind of going with, like, they're pushing us into an area in which they want us to react a certain way. So we kind of have to be wary about that as well. It's almost like that is what they want in a certain way. So again, I know there's a lot of aspects and ways to cover this, so just trying to do my best. But I smoke and I know things. Thank you for being here for 8 months. I had enough money after I bought groceries to renew. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And that's not always the way, right? Not usually, not normal where you leave the grocery store with money. Usually me, I'm like, fucking going out with bunny ears in my pockets and shit, but that's just me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark, as well. Not confirmed. Victim's names is Alex Jeffrey Preddy, 37, was a resident of South Minneapolis. Thank you so much, Mark. I apologize. I'm sure that was you were trying to get through to me in the chat, and I was focused on other things. So my apologies on that, and thank you for keeping me up to speed and up to date on the release of the information of the of his name. So Alex Jeffrey Preddy, 37, resident of South Minneapolis, a name just like Renee Nicole Good that we're going to have to remember. So I appreciate that, Mark. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here as a mod as well. Just Do It, ZR, what's going on? Thank you for the $2 contribution. Thank you for being here during the coverage. I just feel like it's, I was compelled, and I feel like it's important enough. And these times are so wild, and we are living through history right now, like literal historical moments right now in time, I do believe. So the more that we can cover it, the more that we can document what's going on, the better. And I appreciate you guys for joining me here. I really do. So Just Do It. Thank you. Appreciate you. JD as well. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, Dame, as well. Much appreciated, big dog. Can't thank you enough. Thank you, Karen, as well. Thank you for keeping us updated. We appreciate you. I appreciate you guys just as much, if not more, I promise. RIP, Alex Preddy and Renee Good, absolutely. So is Renee Nicole Good and Alex J. Preddy. So we definitely names that we have to remember. And then that reminds me, I also have to see if anybody reached out on Venmo and was kind enough to contribute to the show. I know I didn't mention anything today. I didn't find it appropriate. So, a big thanks to anybody that did reach out and send a contribution anyway. I have trouble with certain times and instances and stories that we're covering and being like, hey, also contribute to the Venmo. You know what I mean? It just doesn't sit well with me. So sometimes I let it fly, but I appreciate you guys for remembering. Let me see if I can get in here. So thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thanks for hopping on to let us all process this together. I adore this community. Stay safe out there. I very much will. And thank you for your kind words. That goes for Jenny. Thank you, Jenny Faye. I appreciate you. Thanks for covering these horrible atrocities. Sent Gunny's close version of the good angle on Instagram. Okay, I'll check that out. Sorry, I didn't see that sooner. My apologies. I think we may have got that angle on one of the ones that we covered anyway. So thank you, Jenny Faye. Very much appreciate you. And also to Christopher. Thank you, Christopher, very, very much for your contributions as well. Let me see here. That goes for Thomas. Sorry, it's reloading. My apologies. Thank you, Thomas and Esther and Christopher and Thomas and JD again. Appreciate you. Thank you, Yakov, as well. You guys have been fantastic. Can't thank you guys enough. So I want to make sure I didn't forget you guys. So I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that contributed to the show. And I will see you guys tomorrow for what we call the main show, but usually 1 o'clock here on the East Coast. So make sure that you guys are awake, alive, and ready bright and early on the West Coast for the 1 o'clock show here on the West Coast. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you later. Thanks, everybody. Later, guys. All good, Ruben. I knew it was probably a typo thing. All good, brother. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to the boys over at the Vanguard as well. Thank you guys for hopping in. Appreciate that. Appreciate the contribution as well. Thanks, guys. Thank you to everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.